Hey, my lovies, let's get on in here. Come on, come on, come on.
Cat, why you going back and forth?
Listen, he do that in a while.
Huh?
He do that in a while. Hey, now we're going to finish up what we started earlier. We're going to finish up what we started earlier, right? Now we have Cynthia G. She says, don't have no male babies. None. Nada. And then we have Tonya TKO, who feels a little bit differently. Then we have Snoop Dogg's daughter that is going to tell us how it really feels. So to say to just have all these women in the world and then you want them overpopulating these men that you said that's no good for society. Now what it breaks down to is it's going to be Lorraine, God bless you and thank you so much. God bless you and thank you so much. I was so shocked and surprised. I just thank you. God bless you. Hope it come back to you 10 times forward. So we have we have one, if you got it overpopulated with so many girls, that means now these men have more to pick and choose from. It's going to leave a lot of girls hurt. We need to take more time in uplifting our daughters because here you have a child who never wanted for anything ever. She's the baby, the only girl, and we're going to get into her story. But we're going to finish up TKO. I mean, I'm gonna call it TKO because forget about the other one. We're gonna finish TKO's her video from this morning because the internet was acting kind of crazy, and we're gonna listen to it and we're gonna talk. And what do we really need to do? What do we really need to do for our youth? Are we doing enough for our youth? Are we doing all this talking but talking and walking at the same time. Just saying what we got to say and letting people know how intelligent we are and how much we know. You know, physics, quantum physics, the hieroglyphic word. We know all of this, but we don't take none of that time to put it into our youth. We take none of that time and do anything. And when you helping a child, it shouldn't matter if it's a boy or a girl. Help is help. Help is help. Even though you may see the need, when the universe and God send you somebody to help, you help them. I don't care if it wasn't part of your plan. It's never your part of the plan. So let's get into the rest of this video. Hold up. What I didn't do. What I didn't do. Uh-oh.
being too tired and beleaguered to assist with really truly helping them raise into viable human beings, but um taking the easy way to discipline, taking the easy way into gathering them up and those sorts of things. So I'm waiting for that text to go out. So, oh, it's 11:11 on the East Coast. Look at that. It's 11:11. So you be connected to divine when that comes up. So I am your host, Tonya TKO. I am a self-love specialist from TonyaTKO.com. I hope you learn how to love yourselves and one another. On this channel, we use viral video topics as teachable moments for what self-love, there goes the notification right there, self-love or self-abuse looks like in your life. So I'm going to give the text notification. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, it's the conversation that we were just having. We were talking with a woman who was from Canada who seems to be in a little bit of denial about the situation that she's actually in and telling herself some story about how much he actually really does care for his children when all of his actions are demonstrating that he does not care. Hey, Shelly, Sonia, Nettie, Tanya Becker's in the house. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. And if you want to join the text notification squad, the link is in the description. You just go to TonyaTKO.com and click on text. It's $1.99 a month or $22 for the year. You save when you do it yearly, because when you do it monthly, each transaction has the processing transaction fee added onto it. So if you're international, it is if you're international, it's $4.99 a month or $50 for the year. So get into that. Let's right now, as we have the people coming in, let's jump into the apples that we stopped at the last broadcast. So what is that I hear? Yes, I'm on the text notification squad. Okay, so people want to circumvent the line by getting the text notification. It is. Why is it that in order to get a superior education, you got to send your children to Catholic
Mm-hmm.
school? Why is it that we don't have more things like an African private school? Or remember, Umar been trying to make a school for 13 years and just taking people's money and all
Ain't
of that.
living.
Where are our institutions for superior knowledge and information? We need to create these things. We need to create these things. I remember Toni Morrison had a Toni Morrison, the famous author, had a quote that said, "If there's a book that you want to read and it hasn't been written yet, then you've got to write it." And so I believe that. So if there's a school that you want to see and it hasn't been created yet, we've got to create those schools. So Janelle sends $2 and says, Black community neglects kids because our lack of growth. That's interesting. That's interesting. I hear you. I hear you. Paris says, can I call in and share my experience with the African? Oh, my. I guess that's with the African schools. Okay. You know what? I want everybody to say he abandoned them. Sounds strict. Look, a rose by any other name still smells the same, right? So you don't have to use the words abandoned, but when you look at the description of the behavior, you see that the description of the behavior is one of abandonment. That's abandonment. He's not being a father to those children. He's gone. He's gone. So, Neil, I sent the wrong emoji back on that one, but Nilly sends 680. Oh, she sends £6. She says, Black women, you are blessed, beauty full of life. You bring, and let's see what she says, you bring in the, yeah, you know, Black people here, and young men do look, I'm not going to say anything. This is, everyone has a difference. So, yeah. So let me do the one time exception. Let me find Denisha. I think she said her name was. All right, Denisha. Let me try that real quick. But text notification squad, do not circumvent the line like this, okay? I'm spoiling you all. I'm spoiling you all. All right, there is, let me look. I'm looking for Denisha. And there's a person, okay, here's Denisha's number. That's one of the little tiny perks in a crunch like this. You know, you can always find the number. There's somebody who just signed up for the text notification squad and your number didn't come through. Your name is Chiquichia. Chiquichia, your phone number didn't come through. Sometimes when when we use the browser auto populate, the number doesn't come through. So I need you to contact me, but don't worry, I'll contact you. All right. Room or on or far from the speaker.
Okay, sorry, let me get something.
And you're not even prepared, girl. What's
Okay,
going on?
what about now? I'm sorry, I'm at work. I've been trying to call you the whole time I was at work.
Okay, that's better. That's better. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so this may have already been said because, like I said, I was trying to get ready for work, but I really do appreciate this topic because I have been trying to work on myself a lot lately and figure out how to be a better mother to my two kids. And I really think a lot of the hate or resentment that you see in the Black community towards children is rooted in that generational trauma, untreated generational trauma. I think it's multi-layered. I don't think it's like a one source for the resentment and the hate that we see, but I definitely think that generational trauma of, like, you know, dated back to maybe even slavery. I hate to go that back, but that's just the truth of it. I think religion plays a part. Just the societal, like, norm of just the disregard for Black people, Black bodies. I think that all plays a role. And like I said, I'm not perfect, and my kids are very young, so I thought the best thing I could do right now is to work on me. So I have been in therapy and talking about these things with the mental health professional.
Nice.
I love that little clap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
And then one of the
support and
callers,
believe in
not to mention
therapy
the call,
here,
because I know
so
the.
thank
Oh,
you.
what
Sorry
were
about
you
that.
saying, Tanya?
I said
Sorry.
we support and believe in therapy here, so thank you.
Yes, yes. Um, and it's helped me a lot. It helped me be more self-aware. It helped me to deal with a lot of things that I did not deal with before having kids.
Mm.
And I'm not perfect, but I do, if I mess up,
Hey, my
if I
baby.
yell too much or if I think out of frustration, I will circle back and we'll
Mhm.
have that conversation. I'll apologize and things like that. So I'm holding myself more accountable and I'm definitely striving to be a better mom. But I really think the root of it is getting that mental health support
Yes.
because too
Yes.
many of us, we go out here with all this depression, anxiety, PTSD. I didn't even know I was a victim of PTSD, but I ended up getting diagnosed with that. So,
Oh
you
wow.
know, it, I pretty much probably saying a lot of things people have said, but um, one thing I wanted to connect with one person, and I don't want to bring up that call, but I heard a woman say her son was very violent or like very aggressive, and I noticed that
Kicking
too with
things,
my
yeah.
son as well.
Mhm.
My
It
son
could be a lot of
very
things
like
going on. Children are dealing with so many things. You know what I mean? How old
yes.
is your son?
My son is 5, but when I
Oh.
noticed his aggression, he was 2. He was very aggressive, and then I got him evaluated, and come to find out he was behind with speech. So they said one of the things that when a kid can't express themselves verbally, they'll do it physically. So I was like, wow. So since he's
Oh.
been in speech therapy since 2, and we've talked more, the violence has kind of like decreased. And I try to like cultivate it, like you said, get like into boxing or sport. So he does baseball because he likes to swing. So he does baseball now, and it's been making a
Oh,
lot of improvements.
wow.
Been a lot of
You know
improvements.
what? And she did say that her son is in speech therapy. So that could be
Mhm.
one of the things too, having a difficult time articulating. So parents are out here beating their kids who are having difficulty articulating themselves. Wow,
Yes.
thank you so much. That's so important. Thank you.
Yes. I just want to tell I love your show so much, and like I said, I know we can't make the rules here, so I'll get my little stuff back in line next time with the call.
No, I was happy to call you. Thank you so much, Tanika. Thank you.
Thank you, Tanya.
All
Bye.
right. So I'll take a call or
Hey,
two
Miss
more.
Rod.
So the phone lines are open. I've just opened them again. 323. There was somebody else who said she wanted to call in, right? Ashanti, was it? No, it wasn't Ashanti. But there's another call coming through. You're on the air live with Tanya. What's your name? Hi,
Hello.
you're on the air live. You have to talk to me through the phone.
Oh my goodness. Hi, Tonya. It's Adrian.
Hi, Adrian. Were you one of the people who sent the apple through?
I sent the 1111 Cash App. Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad you got through.
Me
Yes,
too.
welcome,
I'm
welcome.
so
Luck of the
thrilled.
draw. See, when it's meant to be, it is. So go ahead.
That is so true. Thank you. I have never wanted to call in before. I've been watching for a while. I so appreciate you and the conversations that happen. Um, I am 33,
Uh huh.
and I think that, how do I say this? Okay, I come from a truly screwed up background.
Mm,
My mother was one of those self-hating, children-hating Black women, and I
mm,
had to teach myself how to be a mother and how to be a centered person. And I think that you and some other people that I watch, I call you my fairy godmother because there are lessons in life that you can only get from elder women or some kind of person
I'm
that
an
is like
elder.
guiding
I'm
you.
elderly now. My lord, Adrian, what we
No, you're
talking
not
about?
elderly,
No.
but you're older than me. But no, I appreciate you. So I love your insight, and I'm trying not to cry. And I appreciate you because there's things that I never would have thought of, understood. I have epiphanies when I watch you and Cynthia and all those ladies and Nyla all the time. Things
Oh,
I know that I'm a free thinking person, but I think that just in life we tend to be pretty closed minded, and so you guys open my mind to a lot of things. Now on
oh,
topic,
thank you.
I have 2 children. My son is about to be 18. My daughter is 9. And something that frustrates me a
How can you
lot
be 33
in the
with an
Black
18-year
community.
old?
My son is 18. I had my son when I was 17 years old. Yeah. Um, Girl, that's a whole story in itself, and that goes back to the hate of Black children in the Black community. So when I was younger, when I was 14, 15 years old, and I started being curious about, intimacy, and asking questions, getting information, even getting like condoms and stuff from like the clinic, and I had them in my drawer, and my mother found them, and she took them and threw them away. Made a big thing about it. Fast forward a couple years, I'm pregnant. So, she missed a crucial opportunity
Of
to
course.
educate me.
So she's going to take away the birth control instead of
exactly.
talk.
Does that make any sense to you? You're trying to be a hoe. You don't need these. Took them away, and lo and behold, now I have a child. And I was raised in a very strict Christian household. Not with her, my grandparents. Moving in with my mom was later in life. So I was afraid of, the big A word. Now, I'm so pro-choice, but I'm, still grateful I had my son. But like I said, on topic, in the Black community, people would hear me with my children, see me with my children, and I would get these comments that people either sometimes mean as a compliment, but I never took it as a compliment. So, I was in the hair store one day, and my daughter was having a moment. She was crying, she was being weird, and I just, I crouched down and I'm like, baby, what's wrong? Like, give mommy a minute. We'll be out of here in a second. Relax. And the lady behind the counter was like, oh my God, you're such a good mother. And I looked at her like, what was being a good mother about this? I'm just asking her what's wrong with her. That to me is not being a good mother. That's just respecting her as a human. That's such a basic, exactly. So I was offended, but moving on. And then a comment that I hear all the time is, ew, you're like a white woman. Oh, you mother like a white woman. Why are you so white with your kids? And it's like, because I asked my son to do something, because I gave my daughter a warning as opposed to smacking her. How is that being a white woman?
That's how they want you. They see, because they have so little regard that they're like, well, why aren't you beating up these Black kids? That's what they deserve.
Exactly. Or the kids will get home and the room is messy, or they're being lazy, or they're being frustrated, or they're talking, they're arguing back and forth. And being a single mom and dating and having certain people in my circle or in my space, they would make comments like, oh, your son's putting his foot down, huh? He must be the one running the house. Or, oh, you don't tell her to go clean up her. You know what? I have my children out in this world, and they are respectful, and they are considerate, and they are thriving. They should be able to come home and lose it a little bit. They should be able to come home and be messy and be angry and be upset and be emotional, because out in the real world, out in the outside world, they have to keep it together. So I'm understanding why people don't treat our Black children like they're humans, because they're humans first.
Hey, Caroline.
And then they're children. And being children doesn't mean that they belong to us, or that they have to bow down to us or service us. It just means that we have to guide them. My mom, years ago, we were in a shopping mall with my stepaunt at the time, and she was buying things and then handing the bags to us. And my aunt was like, your kids ain't your slaves. That's not what they're there for. And she was like, yes, they are. So like, really? She truly believed it. Truly believed it. And I was like, what is wrong with this woman? And I appreciate my mother for one thing, for giving me the guidelines for what not to be as a mother. And when I got older, I do believe corporal punishment, but it is like the most minute level. I may have hit my son when he was growing up once a year, if that. And the only reason would be a blatant lie to my face when he knows, my children know, no matter what you do, no matter what it is, no matter who's involved, as long as you tell me the truth, we will figure it out together. Will there be a punishment made? But we'll figure it out together. Right. And if you lying straight in my face, I might have to put a little smack down on you. But for the most part, I don't hit my children, and I don't feel like I need to. Growing up for the silliest thing. Who ate all of this? There's a beating.
You know what I'm saying? This is why, you know what? This is why we come back to the point that I was making, right? That our parents, when they become elderly and they start making some of the mistakes that we made when we were children, would you feel comfortable taking an extension cord and whipping the back of your elder parent? You know what I mean?
Oh, Tonya, this is the reason I call. Actually, again, I listen to you all the time. Never feel the need to call, but I actually work in the healthcare field as a home health aide CNA for the elderly, specifically with Alzheimer's. And when you started talking about that and you started crying, girl, I started crying too, because that no one's ever made that kind of like analogy, but it makes so much sense. And I almost get into fights all the time because I don't know how to keep my mouth shut when it comes to children. I'll be in the mall and I saw a girl one day pinching her baby's ear, and the baby was maybe 2. And I was like, girl, why are you pinching that baby's ear? And, oh, mind your business. This is my child. You don't, no, I don't care. Girl, we can take it outside, but you're not going to pull that baby's ear. Do you know how painful that is? Yeah. I hate to see abuse of children. I can't do it.
You know what? The thing about it is I spoke up on the bus once and the woman was like, yeah, nah, he's going to get it worse when he gets home. It was a mess, but it's like this exists out there. There are parents who are abusive, who are looking for ways to abuse children. And some people were saying that there's elder abuse out there too. You know, but the thing about it, and look, we don't know how the parents were when they were young and strong. You know what I mean?
But I appreciate you so much. I appreciate these conversations. This is a conversation that does not happen. It needs to happen more often. And hopefully, this is a very strange time. Very, very strange. You know what's funny? It's not just in the hetero community either. Even in the gay community. So I am bisexual. I'm a free lover. And I have pretty much given up on black men. And so I started dating this black woman, right? And she says things that blows my mind. And it is very scary that even someone who is judged and mistreated in this world also has the same mindset as most people. Most of these, how do I explain it? This morning she made a joke and she, I said to my son, "Ooh, you look handsome this morning. Look at you." And she was like, "Yeah, he do. He's a lady killer." And I was like, "Oh, that's not a compliment, but okay." She was like, "Yeah, go get me some light-skinned grandbabies." I said, first of all, one, my son's he's almost 18. We're not thinking about grandchildren. Second of all,
I've worked hard for everything I have in my life. My body is no different.
Everyone in this household is dark skinned. Like, what was that comment? So we had this really weird kind of argument conversation this morning about what is this about black skinned grandbabies? So you're trying to say that if my son had dark skinned babies, that you wouldn't love his babies? I don't understand that. So some of my job with her to help her to understand the error of her thinking. I've taken that on as my job. But it's scary. Just that realization that even gay people or the outliers also think in this really screwed up way in the black community.
Yeah. Well, gay people are people too, right? So what would it be about being gay that would make a person, but no, I had a trans person.
All right, guys, that cuts off, right? Wait, who's smacking their kids for not? No, they're just having a conversation because this started out with Cynthia. I'm gonna go watch a little bit of Cynthia G from this morning, right? And then I want this question answered, right? Then I want this question answered. Now, this is Cynthia G from this morning, right? Now, from the panel that Cynthia G and them had, this is where she stands, right? Listen to what I'm not playing the whole thing because y'all can check out the video before this. I'm only going to play a little bit.
Really think that I'm affected by them doing it. I do in my womb for nearly 3 years now, and they really think that I'm affected by them doing it now. First, they had a problem with what they thought came out of my.
Not to mind you, I've seen a lot of videos now of saying do not be the mother of a black man's child, and that's very disturbing. But you have the right to do what you want to do with your body. But this is a little bit. But I want to know, what do you tell, if you got so much of an overpopulation of girls, what do you tell this girl that's coming up?
My womb, and now they got a problem when they say my womb is closed, and yours probably should be too. That's what they got a problem with. But I don't care. People be saying stuff, none of what I care about though. I'm still going to do me. I'm still going to say what I want to say. And if I want to say that I'm not giving.
I played this earlier. Y'all could just watch the replay.
As opposed to a logical one. She starts it out by saying, I'm black, my husband is black, and my children will be black. Period. This is literally what she wrote. She said, this is exactly what they want us to do. Erase our history, erase our blackness. We need to be focused on finding solutions to ensure our melanin is protected because it's powerful. I don't care how you word it, black erasure will be the product. Now, listen. She wrote more than this. This is the first paragraph, but she wrote more than this. So she's starting out with emotion, not fact. She's starting out already with emotion, no fact, just trash bag logic. This is the only thing she's doing. It's 100% trash bag logic. If your melanin was so powerful, which I'm not denying the power of melanin. Melanin does have power, but let's be real. Your melanin ain't getting you out of subjugation, it's putting you in subjugation. And the more you give birth to those melanated males who are only going to be considered babies for the first 2 years of their lives, you're only solidifying it. She's sitting up here saying, oh, that's what they want us to do. Why would they want the men, the single group of men who have always been working on their behalf, why would they want them gone? There's no reason for men of no color to want black men gone, considering they've always been an asset to them. There's no reason. There's not one reason why. Like, nobody cares about your melanin. Men of no color dominate your melanin. Men of no color literally, and I don't even think it's men of no color, but let's just say for the sake of these people who want to sit up here and make excuses for black men of no color got black men hating their melanin so much that they want to go pollute it and get rid of it through the womb of a woman of no color. And she's sitting up here, over here talking about melanin being powerful. Not to the males that you're birthing, though. You call in the melanin powerful, and they're saying it's a curse. And that's why they want to erase that curse through the womb of a woman of no color. That is why they will funnel their money into her and not you. Because while you're giving birth to them, in the curse of what they believe is their melanin, according to them, the womb of a woman of no color is freedom and liberation from that same melanin that they obviously hate. This is how delusional black women are. Black women are this delusional. They're this delusional. So then she says, also, black men and black women are the reason our bonds are broken. I've seen too many toxic women and men to know why they are single. She's waiting for an unhappy marriage to a struggle bandit that's going to keep her rooted in power and poverty. She's waving it like a badge of honor, and she's using it so that she can feel better than black women who are not married. Even though she gains nothing from marrying a black man, absolutely nothing. 9 times out of 10, chances are her husband is somebody else's boyfriend and baby daddy, but she's still waving her marriage like a badge of honor as if it actually matters to the struggle that she's with. He probably laid up in the caves right now as she's typing this silly message in my chat box. It just is what it is. Black women are delusional. Especially these ones that are bragging on unhappy marriages. Then she says, the reason why boys are raised by single mothers, most of those don't know how to be a man. That man then has children and the cycle perpetuates itself. So why are you giving birth to the cycle then, dummy? That's the question then. Because if you know the cycle is them walking out on their children, not teaching them how to be a man, then why are you giving birth to them and perpetuating the single mother cycle then? Why? Why are you perpetuating the same problem that you're sitting here complaining about? If you weren't giving birth to struggle bandits, or if you were practicing selective breeding, would you be perpetuating the cycle? Probably not. But when you just want to give birth to black men willy-nilly just because you married to one, she probably married and going 50-50 too. Okay? Because she bragging on a marriage with a man who can't even provide for her. Talking about she know why other women are single. Probably because they want to be in relationships with men who are providers and protectors, and yours ain't one of them, and you're simply just sitting up here settling. It's a problem. She then says, it's been like this. She says the girls.
She make valid points.
Here's where she first says, this is where she first wrong. Cycles don't perpetuate themselves. People perpetuate cycles. So if you have black women with a...
After she finished this letter, then we're going to go on to the main story here. But she make a lot of valid points. These men, how many, we was talking about this earlier. This goes back until as soon as a man got some money. I don't care how far back you take it. Now us black women ain't good for them no more. Us black women from Sidney Poitier to Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. to I see his face. I see his face. I can't what is his name? Damn it. He's a composer. Oh my God, he done did something. He did Thriller. The composer. Anyway, you go back to all of these men. Look at all of these NFL players, NBA players, soccer players, all the entertainers in the book. You only see two main people walking with dark-skinned women. And that'll be Denzel Washington and Samuel Jackson. Quincy Jones. James, you are so on punishment. You are on beyond punishment. I'm not Cynthia G, but hello, Dwayne Green. You are so on punishment. You've been spending so much time away from home. I see you everywhere else, but you're still a king. You still our king, but you be doing us dirty. Yeah, the snipers be watching you. But that's what happens. And we can say this countless time and time again. But a lot of our issues, which I'm going to see, I can't find it, it disappeared, but it comes from not every parent has a connection with their child. Not every parent has a connection with their child. But my thing is, if she's saying all of this, right? Now you got Tonya TKO was on that panel. That was yesterday. She just made this today to clarify what she said yesterday. And she's not backing down on what she said yesterday. But it makes absolutely no sense. It's okay. Because then you're going to have everything saturated with more little girls than boys. You can't just go and separate and say, I'm not birthing no men. You can't say that. You cannot pass that down, no lineage thing, with no men. What are you going to be a bunch of, thank you, Quincy Jones. You're going to have a bunch of daggone females walking around. Nobody want to be around a bunch of daggone girls. And two women can't live in the same house anyway. All them damn girls, them split tails, as they used to say back in the days, cannot live in the same house anyway. But we're going to let her continue. But you can still stay. We're going to let her continue. Then I want to know, what do you tell? You want us to be more girls. But you got to tell me, what do you tell this little girl that's coming up next? But after she finished this letter that the lady wrote her, we're going to go into the main story.
The knowledge that black men are not going to raise their children, they're going to walk out, they don't know how to be men, and then you continue to give birth to that, that means you're perpetuating the cycle. The cycle is not perpetuating itself, you're doing it. It was just like that struggle that they're talking about, how the system is doing things that black men are doing. The system causing your DV rate to increase, the fact that you keep putting hands and feet on women is causing the DV rates to increase. She has struggle bandit logic. She's speaking from the mindset of a trash bag bandit, most likely the one that she has in her home while she's in a 90-10 relationship, because when a woman engages in a so-called 50-50 relationship with a black male feminist, it's actually a 90-10 relationship where she's carrying 90% of the burden because she's the masculine one, and her husband is trying to rest in his femininity. It just is what it is, because he can't provide for the family, so therefore she has to get in her masculine and pick up the slack. And she's sitting here saying that the cycle is perpetuating itself. No, lady, you're perpetuating the cycle. You're doing it. She said, for the girls, we're raised to be independent and strong while the boys are coddled. It's been like this for decades now. Yeah, and the way to stop it is to stop giving birth to the problem. This is logic versus emotional arguments. If you realize there's a problem and it's being perpetuated by the men, if you continue to birth them into existence, you are perpetuating the problem. It's just that simple. You are perpetuating the problem. Black women have the power given to them by God. Why do you think God bestowed this type of power on you? Why? I want black women to really sit up here and think about why it is that God gave you as a woman the power to determine whether men exist or not. He did not give that power to men, he, she, or whoever. This is what we know. God did not bestow the power to determine who exists or not on the men. He bestowed it on the women. Why? Number one, because women are smarter. And number two, because women are more spiritually in tune and intuitive. And number three, because God obviously felt like you were far more responsible. So therefore, God bestowed that power on you. So now you're at a situation where you need to make an executive decision and you don't want to do it. You don't want to make the executive decision that you've been given the power to make. Let me ask you guys something. Do you think that if black men had the power to give birth to black women, do you think black men would be sitting up here debating whether or not they should give birth to black women? Or do you think black men would have closed their struggle womb off to black women a long time ago? If black men had the power to give birth, they would have been stopped giving birth to black women. And that's why they don't got the power. Black men, if they were in this position, they would have been stopped giving birth to you. And we know this because they're already abandoning even procreating with you. They're going to procreate with women who possess the phenotype and the genetics to erase that powerful melanin that you keep mentioning. Black men would have been stopped giving birth to you if they had the power to, they would have stopped giving birth to you already. They already would have stopped giving birth to you. They wouldn't sit up and debate it. They wouldn't discuss it. They would just get on code, just like they did with not protecting you. Notice how black men didn't sit up and have panel discussions on whether or not they should stop protecting black women. They just never protected you. They just never protected you. They didn't sit up and decide whether or not they wanted to provide for you. They just stopped providing. They just stopped doing it. And the majority of them were in agreement. Black men didn't sit up and have a panel on whether or not they would abandon their children. They simply just abandoned their children. So there's no reason to believe that if black men had the power to give birth to you, they wouldn't just choose to not give birth to you. And guess what? The majority of black men would be in agreement with it. The majority of black men are saying that you don't deserve protection, therefore the majority of black men don't protect you. The majority of black men said you don't deserve to be provided for, therefore the majority of black men don't provide for you. Even when they have the resources and means to do it, they just don't do it. They don't do it. And the reason they don't do it is because they don't think you're worth it. They don't value you enough. Again, they value white supremacy more than they value you, and that is why they invest in white supremacy and they don't invest in you. And while you're sitting up here deciding over whether to give birth to them just because you want to look at them, because they're not really serving you a purpose. So the only reason why you will be giving birth to them is because you want to look at them. While you're doing that, they're in sectors talking about how they want to start another Black community without you, with women of no color. It just is what it is. Let me get you out of my bitter chat room then. Let me not subject you to my bitterness and craziness anymore, since you're too remedial to remove yourself from a space where you feel like you're not valued. And you're not valued. You're not valued over here. So if you're not going to remove yourself, then I'm going to go ahead and remove you. This ain't the chat box where your opinion matters and where you get to bussy pop. I think you need to go over into those Hebrew Israelite women chat boxes, and you need to go twerk over there, because those are the women who value you. I don't. My womb ain't even open to you. So if my womb ain't open to you, my chat box sure ain't open to you. Get your ass out of here and go twerk in somebody else's chat box. Don't nobody want to hear what you saying. It doesn't matter. No matter what you say, I could be bitter, I could be crazy. I'm still not giving birth to one of y'all. I'm still not giving birth to one of y'all. And the more you pop your little achy bussy in my chat box, the more you validate why I shouldn't. You better go over to one of those black male worshipers and sit up there like, I don't even be hearing, just like Megan said in that song, y'all be talking and I don't even be listening to what y'all say.
Now, I told you guys in previous videos, let us not regular people get caught up in the extremes. Hello, how are you? Jiwowzers. Jiwalas. I'm just going to call you Santana. Right? We tend to get caught up in the extremes. The extreme manosphere, the extreme red pill, the extreme so how do you, girl, she wants you should have heard it yesterday, Caroline. You be at work working. She wants you to go get the baby tested to see if it was a boy or girl. But she gonna have to answer some more questions. Now, we got the extreme women who's fed up. They fed up. And then you have the women that's turning against the black women. Nobody's helping the black women or the youth. At no point in time do they talk about the youth. Right now, no, they don't talk about the youth. That's too much to do. Nobody goes help the youth. They'll tell you, I work with boys or I work with strictly girls. No, you help anybody who needs help. You don't turn away anybody because you just deal with men or you just deal with the men. Got to know what. But this person is coming to you for help. So don't get too much wild up over these extremes. These are extremists. Extremists mean they make money for being extremists. Have y'all ever went into the manosphere or the alpha fair and all this other type of stuff? They get paid. You got to see. Sometimes I go in there just to see what they super chat gonna look like. $100, $100. And then earlier, I read the comments. Sometimes I read the comments so you could get an idea of a lot of people is jumping on this. This is getting the next civil war in America is going to be between the black woman and the black man. That is going to be the next civil war. If us people in the middle don't stay in the middle, stop going, you know what? Well, I am a man, so he got to be right. Or this happened. No. Now, the second thing is, when they were speaking upon the colorism, I have to let you dark-skinned girls know, light skin is in, baby. You just can't be any old light skin and get into the club, okay? You gotta be bright. You gotta be bright white. You just can't be light skinned. And you gotta have what they call that good hair. Well, I never heard it was bad. God didn't make no bad hair. He just made hair. It's the texture of your hair. It's the texture of your hair. So now they try to make it between light skin and dark skin. But now it's not about light skin and dark skin no more. They just don't want you, period. Because now they call them how 50 Cent said and Little Wayne said they want the erotic, what you call that type of women they want? Exotic. What do you mean exotic? Because they've been around their own so much, they just think that it's exotic. Like wow. So please stop coming to us talking about that light skin. That light skin privilege went out the window a long time ago. We've been trying to tell you guys that, but y'all do not want to believe us. But now I want to get to the story I want to get to, and that's with Snoop Dogg's daughter. Now you want all of these women, you want us to have nothing but women. Now we have a child that never needed nothing. She was born into money, right? She was born into money, never had to ask for nothing. But her brothers is high, is really light, and then they chose. See, this what you gotta understand. She can't win no way, no how. Shucks. She chose, and they brothers chose white girls, Caucasian girls, right? So she's still the only dark skin around. Let's see what she says. This is Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey. I thought I'd bring this story to you guys today because y'all really need to hear what these young girls is going through. Cynthia G needs to hear this story. Here we go. This is Snoop Dogg's daughter, Corey. Now she got two brothers who chose Caucasian girls, and they're light. She's the only dark one.
Okay, first of all, like I said in my post, like I've been going through a lot, right? And I don't know, like something just sparked me to tell you guys. Um, hi mom. Something just sparked me to tell you guys what I've been going through because I feel like I always tell y'all what I'm going through every Sunday, whether it's good or bad. I try to be as open and as accessible as possible because I just want everybody to know that I'm human and I mean we're all human, right? And we all go through stuff. But when you have a title and when you're something or you're somebody, people think you don't go through stuff. And that has to be the most frustrating, irritating thing in the world because just because my dad is who he is, that doesn't mean I don't get sad. That doesn't mean I don't want things or I don't feel away like like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. But basically, um, I posted that I tried to commit suicide. Um, and I think it starts from my childhood, right? I grew up with two light skinned brothers. Um, and I was the only chocolate one. I was overweight. I got lupus at 6, so I was overweight from being on steroids. Um, and that just automatically just messed with my health. Like I've always been sad. I've always been depressed because I feel like I've been through a lot. Like, as far as my sickness, and them not knowing if it was cancer or if it was lupus, and then find out that it was lupus, and just me being sick, dealing with stuff like that. Like, I hate seeing kids sick because I've been sick. I am sick. It's a lot. Like, body hurting, you just in pain, and you so young. You're like, what is happening to me? Like, what is going on? And then you look at your brothers and your other family members, like, dang, like, why me? Like, why? Like, not saying I wish they had it, but why me? Why am I going through this? Why did God choose me? Why me? And I feel like I've always been in the hospital. I just always been sick. Like, it's just always been something wrong with me. And even in school, like, when I first got lupus, my face used to peel and my hair was falling out, and just even me being dark, like, people like looked at me like I was an alien, like I was a monster. And I remember I got on social media when I was like 13, and my mom and dad didn't want me to because I wasn't strong in there. And I got on there and I just got super bullied. Like, people just always talk about me. Um, you're fat, you're ugly, you're dark, you're this, you're that. And I used to cry, like, I mean, cry. Like, at 13, I was ready to die. Like, just so
Hey,
sad, crying to my mom,
baby.
like, Mom, like, I'm
Hey,
so
mother
ugly. Like,
love.
why did you have me? Why do I look like this? Why don't I look like my brothers? Why me being dark? Like, people like looked at me like I was an alien, like I was a monster. And I remember I got on social media when I was like 13, and my mom and dad didn't want me to because I wasn't strong in there. And I got on there and I just got super bullied. Like, people just always talk about me. Um, you're fat, you're ugly, you're dark, you're this, you're that. And I used to cry, like, I mean, cry. Like, at 13, I was ready to die. Like, just so sad, crying to my mom, like, Mom, like, I'm so ugly. Like, why did you have me? Why do I look like this? Why don't I look like my brothers? Why? It was just so many why. It's like, I hated everything about me. And to this day, there's a couple things that I hate. I just look at myself and I'm just filled with disgust. So just because you have money, and just because you're able to do certain things that people can't do, it doesn't mean you don't have a heart, you don't have a mind, you don't have a soul. Like, I go through it just like everybody else. And I try to be as transparent and as open as possible because I know there's people out there that go through stuff, maybe worse, right? But you can't make me feel like how I feel
No,
is
she's
not
she's in therapy. She's in
is
therapy,
not like
Caroline.
important, or it don't matter because my dad is rich, and because I have this and I have that, when that shit don't mean nothing to me. Like, I drive a Toyota Corolla and I'm content. Content. When my dad bought me that car, I'm not gonna lie. At first, I was like, a Toyota Corolla. But before that, I was driving Wayne's Acura. And you just learn to appreciate stuff because at the end of the day, this stuff don't matter. When we die, these mansions and these Bentleys and these Birkins, they ain't going with us. You feel me? So I just learned to love what I have, to appreciate what I have. And I know people always gonna have something to say, no matter what, whether you're doing good or bad. That's just people. People, everybody had their opinions. But I just had to come on here and let y'all know, like, just because you rich or just because you whatever, that's like me telling Kylie, you can't be sad. You can't be mental. Why? Because she a billionaire? She still got feelings at the end of the day. We don't know what she go through. People only
Go.
show you what they want to show you. So, by the looks of it, her life looked perfect. But she's choosing to show us what she wants to show us. And what she show us is perfect. It looks amazing. So of course we're gonna think, oh, she has a perfect life, but nobody has a perfect life, and that's what I had to understand. I'm looking on social media. I'm looking at these girls' lives that are my age, and I'm like, damn, you doing this, you doing that. I'm sitting here with my two dogs and my boyfriend every day, trying to figure out what I want to eat. Like I feel stuck. But at the end of the day, I'm very blessed. I'm in a very blessed position. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes their journey is their journey, and your journey is your journey. Just because this person is doing this and doing that, don't mean I'm supposed to be doing this and doing that. God may have a whole nother plan for me. And I know a lot of girls that look at these other girls' Instagram and start feeling like how I feel, like I'm not doing enough, and oh, I need me a rich nigga, oh, I need me a Bentley, oh, I need me a nigga to do this. Well, you got a nigga that's doing all this and that. He out there doing him. My grandma told me, you want to be in a mansion with your Bentley in the driveway, trying to figure out where your man at, who he with, what he doing. Be content. You gotta be content with what you have. We don't know what these women are going through. It looks great. It looks amazing. Trust me. I see it. And I'm like, damn, I want that. I want it. Give me all of it. Give me her life. Just give it to me, please. But that's not what what my life is supposed to be. I'm not saying everybody is going through that. They got them a rich too, but majority of the time, this is what they're going through. So when you have a man that loves you and that shows you that, you have to appreciate it. Like everything I'm telling y'all, I've been through it. I'm still going through it. So that's why I'm able to speak on it. There's plenty of times where I wasn't appreciating Wayne because he not rich and he not this and he not that. Forget all that. You love me for me. You taking care of me. You holding me down when I can't even hold myself down.
A little
That's
singing,
what
a
matters.
little
Not
singing.
that you can
That's
go give
it.
me a Bentley right now. You could go give me a purse and take me to Bora Bora. But that you love me and that you there for me, right? So this goes with my mental. It's like you seeing all this stuff and you want it and you mad you don't got it. And I'm gonna just tell you how the story. So Wayne ends up getting into a car accident. I think it was Sunday. And like I said, I drive a Toyota Corolla. That's my baby. And I was so mad. I'm like, really? Like, really? Like, you crashed my Toyota Corolla? Forget him being alive. Forget him being well. You crashed my Corolla? I was ready to lose it all. Literally. And something in that accident just triggered me. It triggered me. And I, like I said, my mind's racing, my mind's going, and I'm like, you know what? I need to go somewhere. I don't know where I'm going, but I need to go somewhere. And I get a hotel. I don't answer nobody's phone calls because at this point I'm like, okay, I just need to get away. That's all I was worried about. I just need to get away. That's it. That's all. And then I get to the hotel and I'm just sitting there, you know, I kept going to sleep. I kept waking up, I kept going to sleep. Everybody calling me, they don't know where I'm at. And the plan originally wasn't to kill myself. It was just to get away and to not talk to nobody because I couldn't. Life, I can't handle life. I can't handle stress. When stuff gets too hard for me, my mind instantly goes, kill yourself or end it. Because it's just, I feel like that'd be the easiest way out. I don't want to feel pain no more. I don't want I don't want to feel no more. So if I just end it, I'll be okay. This is the way my mind is thinking. I'm literally giving y'all a look inside of my mind. And so I'm there. Everybody's still blowing me up. They're still blowing me up. And I just turn my phone off. I'm like, I can't do it no more. So I start hitting people up for perks. And Zane, stop. Zane, stop. And I start hitting people up for perks because I know that perks have fentanyl in them. And sometimes these perks are fake. And I know that'll be the quickest way out. And I'm like, okay, I'm keep hitting people about perks. Nobody's hitting me up. Nobody's hitting me back. They're like, you want 30s or 10s? I'm like, I don't know what none of that means. Just give me something. Like, just give me something. Like, give me a perk. Give me, give me lean. Like, I don't know. Like, I've never done drugs before, but I wanted to do them today. I wanted to do them that day because I knew the effect that it had on people. So everybody that I hit, there was this one person that I hit, and he was going to go get the stuff, but he just stopped answering me. And then I was like, okay, maybe this is a sign from God that I don't need to do the perks. But then the devil comes again and goes, no, you need to do the perks. Keep hitting until you get the damn perks. So I'm still trying to get the perks. And I get really bad migraines. So I always have Benadryl and I always have my migraine medicine. So I start Googling, well, how many Benadryls can I take to OD? Like, what can I do to OD? So I start calling my mom. I start texting my grandma because I wasn't texting nobody. I just texted my grandma and I told her, I said, tell my mom I want to get cremated. And I just kept crying. I kept crying because I'm like, this is really what you want to do here? Like, you want to end it like this? Like, you done? You ready?
But I got like an 85
yeah, like
three
just.
pointer. We had like an 88 3-pointer. Actually, not even close.
I'm like, yeah, like.
I don't even got to time my jump shot correctly.
Sometimes I just feel like I don't have a purpose here.
I swear to God. I'm going to make the white or it's going to give me an
I
automatic
deal with
green.
so much health stuff.
I'll be releasing it really early and I still get it green.
Like, I just be feeling like people don't, like, really feel me. Or they don't.
I get like,
they just think I'm being dramatic or they just think that
70, 60.
Like, what I go through is like.
I'm pretty sure they get like 80.
I'm not supposed to be crying right now. I'm just getting emotional.
81.
Like, people just think that what I go through is nothing. But I've been through so much shit that half the stuff I can't even physically tell y'all because it's so personal.
You don't need a lock. You just need to know how to play.
I get the Benadryls.
Just know how to play.
I look it up and they're like, if you take 5 of them, you might can.
Oh, wait a second.
Dwayne, what do you disagree? I agree to disagree. What was something said that you disagree with? You agree to disagree. What does that mean? I'm still listening to the program. Please know your worth. Once you start knowing your worth, first of all, that's the problem with men, and that's the problem with people who, number one, she's rich. Number 2, that's Snoop Dogg's daughter. She's already said it in the beginning, like, I'm the darkest one. She have lupus. That plays with your mental. She's getting big just from the medicine and the steroids alone. It's not about knowing her worth. She got a lot of things against her. Even now, when you look at her brothers, who her brothers chose, there's nobody chocolate but her. There's nobody sick but her. When people is reaching out for help, you cannot just say, know your worth. A lot of people don't know their worth. Some people, you got to help them and say inspiring things for them, to them to do. Believe me, B, Snoop Dogg done took that girl somewhere everywhere. Snoop Dogg preached to a lot of people. All he does is call his daughter queen. He calls his daughter beautiful. He has been nothing but a good dad to her. But she still feel the way she feels. People don't understand depression. People don't understand anxiety. People don't understand. People are going through some things. So that's like the quickest thing that somebody could say, know your worth. And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, let me know my worth. It's not that simple. It's not that simple. And and she's letting people know, she's letting all girls know you're not by yourself. You are not by yourself. People keep calling this girl, she has been called fat, ugly, and dark all her life. All they did was torture that little girl. All they did. That's all she heard. You didn't see Snoop Dogg's two sons when they was younger. Them some handsome boys right there. They very handsome. And then here she go with don't look nothing like them. You know? So please keep in mind, people are hurting. People are hurting. Exactly. That's what she said. It's not about the money. If it was about the money, she'd have bought her a whole new face, a whole new body, a whole new everything. And it doesn't take away all the things, the nasty things people said to this young lady. That's all we do is tell people to say nasty stuff. That's all we do. No, Shantae is not light at all. Shantae is dark skin. She's like a brown skin. She's not light. So let's finish talking about her story because wow, we got Cynthia G saying overpopulate the women. Okay, what do you do with these women? All you're gonna do is tell them don't go into don't give the man your womb. Don't give the black man your womb. That's an adult. Maybe she's staying in her lane. Her lane is I have to be an extremist for the feminine side. Okay, I get it. But what about, but you're also telling women to have nothing but girls. So, what do you tell this? That's why I picked this interview because you want all these girls here. Now you got all these girls. Now what you tell them? Now what you do? You told them to have nothing but girls. So now we come across all these females. That's now it's a majority and it's less male men. So you got all these girls now. It's going to make the problem even worse because it's like from it used to be every 5 women to 1 man. Now you're going to have 10 to 15 women per 1 man. So now you have a child to come out and look like her. What are her chances of getting that 1 man? What does she has to do from the other 14 girls? Because now we overpopulated the females. What does she do? What do they do? And then you tell them, you are beautiful, you are beautiful, you are thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Tammy. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And hopefully she'll see it. Hopefully she'll see it. But we gotta start, that's why I said I know we listen to these extremists, but we got to start making better choices when it comes down to our youth. Because y'all making these little ugly men a little bit too cocky now. Hold up now. So let's finish listening to her story, please. And thank you all for being here because I like to do subjects like this. I love doing subjects like this. This is actually my favorite type of subject besides my after night. my after midnight fuckery.
OD. And so, but the ones that I had, they weren't enough. Like, I'm like, yeah, like sometimes I just feel like I don't have a purpose here. I
No,
deal
she's
with so
not
much
lighter
hell
than
stuff.
Snoop. I'm gonna show you her mama
Like, I just
without
be
the
feeling like
makeup.
people don't
She's
like
not lighter than Scoop.
really feel me, or they don't. They just think I'm being dramatic, or they just think that like what I go through is like it's. I'm not supposed to be crying right now, but I'm just getting emotional. Like people just think that what I go through is nothing, but I've been through so much shit that half the stuff I can't even physically tell y'all because it's so personal. And so I get the Benadryls. I look it up, and they're like, if you take 5 of them, you might can OD.
Yeah,
So,
Caroline.
but the ones that I had, they weren't enough. Like the milligrams. So I'm like, okay, so I just start popping them, and I start popping my migraine medicine. And I said my goodbyes to everybody. And then my auntie texted me. I mean, my auntie was calling me, and it was something about her phone call. Because I wasn't supposed to be responding to nobody. This is supposed to be the end. Like, I was supposed to be in my casket, like,
I am.
somewhere.
I'm tearing up,
Somewhere
Caroline.
else, not here.
I'm tearing up.
And my auntie started calling me, and some just told me to answer her call. And I just answered, and she's like, what's wrong? What's the matter? And I was like, I just hate my life. Like, I'm sick, and I'm fat, and I'm this, and I'm that. I'm like, I feel like I shouldn't be here no more. I feel like I'll feel better if I'm not here. And then she just starts talking to me, and she starts calming me down. But as I'm on the phone with her, I start taking more pills. And then finally I started getting like super shaky and super like, drowsy. So um, I go lay down in the bed, and she's on the phone with me. She's like, where you at? And I tell her where I'm at. And she's like, what room number? And I tell her. And all of a sudden, out. But the last thing that I heard her say was, Corey. And then I was gone. And then um, all of a sudden, I wake up to paramedics pulling the covers off me, poking me to check my blood sugar, and asking me, am I okay? And what's going on? And all this stuff. And I was so gone. I was like, what is happening? Like, I got pulled on a journey.
Right.
It was just a crazy night. I had all my family members there. I had Wayne there, his brother, my mom-in-law, my dad's assistant, my mom, my grandma, one of our close family friends. It
Dad's
was
assistant.
crazy. And like I said, when you're in that state, what you have, who you have, it don't matter to you at all.
Mhm.
Like all the
Mhm.
people that came and saw me and was there to support me and be there for me. Like when I was in that state, I didn't care. What I cared about was just ending it. Like I didn't want to be here no more. Just take me. Whatever I have to do, I'm getting up out of here. That was my main goal. And so I get to the hospital, and they were like, well, what's wrong? Like, what happened? And I was just like, obviously I can't tell them I was trying to kill myself because I didn't know how none of that mental stuff worked when you're in the hospital and stuff. And so um they're like, what happened? And I was like, well, I just was feeling sad, and I just tried to calm myself down. Like I didn't want to tell them, yeah, I was trying to kill myself. And so they're like, okay. And they were like, well, thank God what you took. It's not toxic. It's just going to make you super sleepy. I'm like, okay. So then 2 cops came, and they asked me, like, what are you trying to do? And I was like, oh, like, I was just trying to, like, just calm down. Like, I wasn't really trying to hurt myself. I just wanted to be relaxed. And they were like, okay, cool. And then I heard him say, well, you're not under no criminal charges, but you something. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I'm out of it. So I'm like, what they talking about? And then basically they told me I was on hold 5150. And so then I'm thinking I'm finna get in this hospital, tell them a few things, and bounce. And they took like my vitals and drew my blood and stuff, and they were like, um, my health was good, everything was good. There was nothing to worry about. And they were like, but you have to see a psychiatrist because when you're on hold, you have to see a psychiatrist and you have to, go to the mental home. And so I stayed overnight at the hospital, and since I'm on hold, every time I gotta go to the restroom or every time I gotta do something, there's somebody standing at the door, a nurse. So she gotta get up and go into the restroom and make sure I don't do nothing crazy, basically. And so then after that, they were like, okay, you have to go to a mental facility. And I was like, okay. Like, I watched a couple movies about mental facilities and I kind of was like scared. I was like, damn, like, I don't want to be in no mental facility. Like, I don't want to go through this stuff. And I was like, but this is what happened. It's your consequence. And this is not my first time I've tried to do this. So I think God is probably like this is it, like, because the other times I've done it, it was just like my security would come up here and watch me for like an hour and take my medication and then everything would be back normal. But this time it was like God was like, I gotta show you better than I can tell you. Like, you can't keep doing this, and the next time you do it, it might not be no next time, you know? And so so the next day they took me to the mental facility and made me take my clothes off. And mind you, before I went to that facility, I read the comments, and the comments were terrible. They had like 1.5 stars. And they were just saying all this crazy stuff, and I was just so scared and nervous. So when I came, they had me on a journey, and the security guard opened it, and they were like, hold. And they were like, yeah. And he's like, okay, hold on. And he closed the door. And then he finally let us in, and then they were cool. Like, they weren't mean, they weren't rude or anything. Um, I went in the room and I changed into this dress. Um, and I went back there and I did some paperwork. And then I just sat on the couch and they like set it up for me and they gave me like some food, like noodles and stuff. And they had ended up finding out who I was. So I mean, I don't know if they would have treated me nice if they didn't know, but they just were really nice to me and there for me. I just stayed overnight. I woke up and I met with the psychiatrist, and he just told me like, you just gotta get some help, and and yes, I'm wearing a shirt. Like, I'm good to go basically. But in that facility, it's a different experience. I don't know if any of you guys been in a facility, but it's just like it makes you go absolutely crazy. Like, you don't have no phone, you don't like you have TV, but you have TV from a certain time, and then you're in there with other people that are mental, and it was just like an eye opener. Like, I would never do that again. Like, I don't even have plans to do that. When I get to that point, I just know I need to pray, and I need to know that God is on my side and not let the devil win. But as I was in there, it was just like, it was crazy. I started appreciating everything. It was um like everybody in that facility, they had nobody to call. Like, they lived on the streets. Like, they would come in there so they could have a place to stay and so they could get fed whenever. And I was just sitting there like, there's some people that I can call right now that I know will pick up. And I just started appreciating life. I was like, I just want to hug Wayne. Like, I just want to go home and hug Wayne and hug my mom, my auntie, my nana. I just want to feel the floor. Like, you just start thinking about your life and you just start thinking about stuff. And I'm like sitting there crying. Like, there's something really like I never thought that I would be sitting in a facility for trying to kill myself. Like, I never thought about that. And the fact that I was in there, it kind of like made me so sad. Because, like, I've never been through this. I've never experienced this. And it was really just an eye opener. I just kept talking to God, like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I ever act ungrateful. I'm just sorry. because like I said, I am very blessed. And sometimes when you in that state, you don't care about none of that. You don't care about having family. You don't care about being able to, like, the fact that God gave me a voice to sing and to speak about certain things and like a platform. Like, you don't think about that. You just, it's like literally the devil's in your head. Like, just do it. Just do it. Kill yourself. Do it. Do it. Why not? Like, you'll be okay. So I was just in there for a night, and then I got out, and I was like, I was in so much pain. Like, I was just sore. I don't know if my lupus like started flaring up, but I'm still sore to this day. And I got out, and I was still just like, I don't want to be here. I was like, why didn't it happen? Like, why didn't God just let it happen? Like, why am I still here? So I was just going through it for a couple more days, and I feel like I'm finally like okay. Like, I have my moments, but I'm finally okay. And I really just want to talk about God for a moment because He was there with me the whole entire time. Like, I couldn't even sleep. I was almost like 3 hours. Some Jamaicans are. I just kept telling him, like, please just relax me. Just make me go to sleep. Just help me. Like, and it's like he just put his hand over me, and I just went to sleep. And I woke up like, oh, dang, I was asleep. So I just want to thank him. And even when I came home, I was still just on one, like mentally. And he just he just calmed me down. Like, he's always there for me when I ask him to be, or and I even check up on him, like, because I know people don't check on him. They just ask him, can you heal me? Can you heal my brother? Can you do this? Can you do that? We never check up on him and make sure he's good. So I make sure that I do that, and I try to be as obedient as I possibly can. So that's kind of my story. Well, that is my story. And I think my depression stems from a lot of stuff. I think it stems from my health. I think it stems from what I've, dealt with being here for 21 years, about to be 22. So don't think that just because somebody has money, or just because somebody comes from something, that they can't feel the way that they feel. I saw some comments when they're like, I'm so sick of these rich kids, and they're trying to end their lives, and they're trying to do this and do that. Well, when things happen, you have to look at why they're happening, right? Like, people don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Like, yeah, we're blessed. Yeah, we're able to do A, B, and C, but sometimes we don't have that support, or
why are you holding me in the corner, bro?
Or that comfort that we need. And that's important growing up. So
What did I do to get hold of the corner?
y'all have to stop thinking that just because somebody is rich, or just because somebody is this, that they happy. The guy from Jumanji committed suicide, and I think his name is like Robin Williams or something. Like, he committed suicide. Kate Spade. Like, I can name a couple people that were rich and famous, and they committed suicide. Like, we all go through stuff. You can't tell me I can't go through nothing because my dad is rich. That's BS. That's BS. I'm pretty sure there's things that he goes through that he's sad about, but he's Snoop Dogg. So you telling me Snoop Dogg can't be sad? No, that's not fair, and that's not right.
Get out his
And I
butt.
feel like sometimes people on Skid Row is more happy than people that's in a mansion. Like, more money, more problems. So you can't, yeah, and they do. And money don't always make you happy. Things don't always make you happy. So
That's why I'm not doing that.
a lot of people are just being very insensitive, but there's a lot of people that's also being very supportive and being there. And like I said, I'm not posting this for y'all to feel bad or feel sad or feel attention. I'm posting this because I know it may help the next person to know that, okay, I can relate to her. I can relate to somebody like her. And that's what I get all the time. Like people DM me and they're like, "There's nobody else on social media that I can relate to, but I can relate to you because it's real. It's not a facade. It's real." And we look on social media looking at other people's lives, which is not real half the time, and we want that. Like I said, I know a bunch of girls that look at other girls' lives and want what they have. But half the time, what they have is not even genuine and they're not even happy. But like I said, everybody goes through stuff. Some people like to voice it and some people don't. But I'm the type to where I like to voice certain things so that, we all can.
And you guys have to remember and take in consideration that when you're rich, you're around other rich people. So they're all in the same, they're not around the poor people. So they could be very nasty to each other. The right money can't. So they in the same type of circle. So it's not like, oh, I'm rich and everybody's no, they're around other rich people, kids. And they could be very, very nasty towards each other. That's why that movie called Mean Girls. Them rich kids is worse than people in regular schools and stuff. You have to remember that. Remember, most of them are skinny. Yeah, money doesn't buy happiness, but people gotta remember that they're around other rich people kids, and they can be really mean. A lot of them is skinny and hee, and then you got somebody who doesn't fit in with them. She doesn't fit in with the Hollywood scene. Now maybe Shaq's daughter, they can his oldest daughter, they can roll, and Mike Tyson's daughter. Like they're not the norm for rich looking kids. They're not the norm. That's what they make them think. How could you I could have more money than you, but they make them they ridicule them so much they make them feel like I want to take my life. I don't want to be here anymore. Because money is not making people treat me nice. They're still mean and nasty.
Just be on one accord and talk about it and be there for each other. Depression don't have no title on it. It don't. It really don't. Or like no target, however you say it. Like I could have been poor. And what y'all gonna say? I'm too poor to be depressed? But that makes no sense. You see how silly that sounds? It's sad. And I always go on Instagram and express to y'all how I feel. Like, because at first y'all didn't know nothing about me. Y'all didn't know what I sounded like. Like, y'all didn't know anything. And I decided to start going on there and just having these talks every Sunday. So y'all can get to know me and I can get to know y'all. So if you're going through something, talk about it. Like I even found me a hobby. I went on Google the other day because I'm like, I can't keep living like this. Like it's a sad feeling. Like just not in the mood for nothing. Just don't want to be here. Like I gotta get out of it. Like I have a purpose. I just have to figure out what that purpose is, and maybe this is my purpose. I don't know. And so I went online and I found a few hobbies that I want to do, and I have something coming very soon. And I hope y'all rock with it, and just know that it's all genuine and it's all love, and it's time has been hard, but I know that we can make good times um, out of bad times. So thank you guys so much for listening, for being supportive. like I said, every day is a struggle. I may wake up tomorrow and be back at square one. But there's a push now. There's a fight now. There's not like I haven't really had thoughts about like ending it or like not wanting to be here. It's kind of just like Lord, just help me figure out what I need to do to get to the next step. And I need to get busy. I need to get active. I need to do what I love and do what I want to do. So,
I was finna move it.
and I feel like I'm at an age, and even like my homegirls, we're at an age where we're like grown, but we're young. So it's like, are we supposed to have it figured out? Like, and then it goes back to social media when you see girls your age and they're popping in there, they look like they got it figured out. And I think that's the main thing is they look like they have it figured out. And then you're sitting here like, okay, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything to make income. I'm just sitting here watching Disney Plus all day. But I'm blessed enough to do that. But is that what I want my life to be like for the rest of my life? You know, it's like it's weird. It's like mixed emotions. And I feel like our timing is our timing, but obviously we have to do stuff so it is our timing. So we have our own journey, we have our own path, and let's just do whatever we can to follow it. There's going to be ups and downs. Life is definitely a roller coaster. And my focus right now is really getting my mental right because every ball that's thrown at me, it hits me right in my face. And I'm just sitting there like, okay, what do I do? Like, I don't know how to dodge and duck and all that. It's like when stuff gets hard, I'm like, okay, what's happening here? Like, I just don't know how to handle it. So that's really what I'm working on now is handling life, being an adult, not just trying to give up so easy. Yeah, I took some time off social media for a while. I mean, I was on there, but like I really wasn't on there, and it made me feel 10 times better. Um, so, and sometimes it could be like my cousin told me. Sometimes it can be your timeline, like who you're following. Like I feel like I don't follow anybody that looks like me, or does what I do. So if I'm looking at somebody that is the complete opposite of me, my mind is tricking me that I want that, but you don't even like that, nor do you want that. Your mind is very powerful. It really is. So just appreciate your life because we only get one. When things get hard, just pray. But taking your life is not worth it, and it's not okay. And you definitely don't want to be on hold, and you definitely don't want to be in a facility home. It adds more stress to you. So let's get our mental right and let's do what we got to do together. Like I said, I'm here. Like, I'm a prime example of all of this. I'm a prime example that you can be in a position and be sad and be mental and be suicidal. Like, and I have regular friends. Like, and I don't even like to say regular because we're all regular. But I have friends that are like, they're regular. Like I don't really hang out with like celebrity kids but I just feel like I've never been able to relate. Like we're just different. So just surround yourself around good people and appreciate what you have for real because all of this has really taught me a lesson. And I hope that I made somebody day today. And I hope that I was open and transparent as possible. And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching.
Mixed emotions is a part of growing to be a beautiful, a better, beautiful you to help others do. Love you. You are a queen. You are absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, stunning. And you saved me. Okay, I'm back. I had to step away for a minute. Now, we're still talking about having a bunch of women, right? We're going to go across the bar top. We're going to show you what are we doing now. Remember, she said don't have no more male babies, right? So now we got all these women. This is what they're going to do to get that one man. This is what we doing.
Into the world of skin bleaching in Jamaica.
I use that Allerderm thing there, put it on my face. I mean, I tell you, say, give me a reaction. Make me face.
This is all because talk about hatred. Us black people, regardless of where we at, we do not. They told us our color is not right. They tell us it's a curse. They tell us everything. There's people all over.
Come like them sours of fish they in a water. You know, specker. If you ever know them fish, specker. You know what I'm saying? Black and thing, it look away, I'm white. You see me?
When did you decide that you wanted to try it out? And like, what really gave you that push to actually go out and do it?
Well, you know, me have like one whole heap of bump on my face and all over. So one day I see my cousin with some bleachings. Me actually use some on my face and me see bump them. Like them I move like 3 nights and they bump them gone. And then they give me this smooth looks and everything what me like.
If I use the beach, me have to reach a summertime.
Come big.
This is our bleacher.
Big? No.
Yesterday is the stretch mark.
I thought it was just big.
No, this comes from bleaching.
You get this? This is from bleaching? So you are a bleacher?
He was white.
What?
You just come back black.
You just come back black?
She rubbed it on her face and here, burns. Burn her face well black.
Some of the time you find some part with different color because why like your knuckles.
Let me see your knuckles. They claim the knuckles will stay dark.
Brown, but after a while you can get it out.
So we do see your old complexion there.
Yeah.
With your knuckles.
Yeah.
But you don't know, bleaching change of a color. Sometimes it make you red, sometimes it make you pink, it make you brown, it make you black. Sometimes the people will bleach you brown and get black.
Because if you look at a real white person, that person might look pink. And that pink that he has is like a stage in my bleaching. So that's a stage before I get to super white.
Some people black and ugly, some get black and ugly, you know. You know what I'm saying?
You hear that?
When them put
Black
on
and ugly.
bleaching, them kind of look good.
They
you
look
know what I'm
good
saying?
when they bleach.
Yeah, because you have some girl out the road and too ugly.
You hear
and
that?
complexion black, like a tar.
So when I continue after that, I get super white. And it's even whiter than a white person. It's like chalky white.
So do you think that it makes girls more attractive when they do it? When they bleach, they look better, brown and pretty, better than how they look when they're black.
Sometimes, yeah. That's how I do. I like brown girls.
That's what you like.
Yeah.
So you think that a lot of the girls are doing it because guys like brown girls, right?
You really gotta. That is something we can't tell you the secret behind it because we are white man come down here look the pretty black girl them and the black men them love white skin women. We don't know what's wrong with them, you know.
When I start getting browner, I'm not saying that I wasn't getting attention or I don't get attention even when I'm dark, you know, but sometimes when I get very light, it seems as if the people can see me more clearer.
Did you get more attention from girls when you were brown?
Oh my God. Pull up a girl like that, oh man. You know what I'm saying?
So they were running you down.
You don't have to say a word. When you walk out white and you're clean in your clothes, you get a lot of girls.
Well, actually now in Jamaica, why people like younger set of people want to have like lighter complexion. is for the girls. Tell you the truth. Everybody want bleach out white girls.
Even you, I can tell you if you bleach right now, I'm not telling no lie.
I would be white.
I'm not telling no lie. They will be watching you.
Well, I personally like my complexion the way it is.
Yeah,
and
I know. I'm just telling you
I
something.
like getting dark.
You don't know they want to say, yo, I'm a white man, you know? I'm come like Michael Jackson.
I'm a fair complexion. I'm white now. The bleaching is up like 7. Up. Bleaching is very nice. I like to do it. When I do it, I look more younger because I'm an older woman. So when I do bleaching, I look more fresh and pretty.
Well, in Jamaica, it would sort of be more like a compliment because the bleaching cream, they're a bit
Remember, this is not a Jamaican problem. I got a lot of videos that is all over. Look at little Kim. Like he said, Sammy Sosa. But they don't tell the stories of bleaching in America the way they do. That's why I chose this one. But it's the same thing happening in America. Them creams are selling, baby.
expensive. So nobody will not take that as an insult because once you're able to afford the bleachings and it's gonna make your skin pretty and you're getting prettier every time. So it takes money, so it's not gonna be insulting. People will say, "Oh, you must have money. That's why you can get your skin that brown."
Because I think white people are mostly associated with them feeling rich or something like that. So that's why I think they try to look white because they associate rich people with it.
Well, only idiot do those things. People sell out themselves.
The opposite of what they are now. So maybe they want to change something with themselves.
Why do you think they're selling out?
But they don't know themselves. Them just want to look like white while they never took all them bleach.
When Jamaica was owned by the British, there were offspring of white people who were light complexion, and they were the ones getting the jobs. They were the teachers, the nurses. Certainly, you could not work in a bank if you were not light complexion.
So from people promulgate this bleaching, thinking that if the lighter color people are the ones who are more likely to be employed. And those of them who want employment, some of them are the ones who do the bleaching.
This is a psychological problem. They probably have the syndrome called body dysmorphia.
People are bleach out their skin, and then when they got their yard, they not no food in their fridge. They can't pay them bill, they can't send them picnic at school.
Because why black people bleaching? It's just because of poverty. You understand what I'm saying? It's poverty.
All right, now I want to know. I've noticed, coming to Jamaica over the years, I've noticed that more and more people have started bleaching their face, and it's become kind of popular. What have you noticed that? And at what point did you start to notice more and more people doing that out here? Really popped that off.
Bleach up and nice up, everybody can bleach. Up to grown people have bleach, white people have bleach. Everybody want bleach.
I get that the thing like the kids something.
Vybz Kartel is a dancehall artist known for popularizing controversial issues such as sexual promiscuity, excessive tattoos, and of course, extreme skin bleaching.
Yes, he's the boss. Bleach. He's the boss. Vybz Kartel, I'm a Dan.
Vybz Kartel really don't know influence the youths them for bleach more. 'Cause I don't know every youth respect and love Vibes Cartel, both male and female.
You don't know, say from cartel coming out, you know, and say, bleaching. They see it summertime again and stuff like that. You see me, I say, so everybody else, like a thing we're addicted. You see it. If you're not rub, you're not say nothing. If you're not cool, you're not say nothing. We don't know why.
Where are they getting it from, these artists in the dance hall? Where are they getting this concept?
It's from back in the days with Michael.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So you saying Michael Jackson is who got Vybz Cartel, is who got all these Jamaicans trying to get that color?
Talking about the bleaching with black people. Michael Jackson was the first person, but we know black supreme who tried to bleach because a white man couldn't believe to know that a black man was so great.
Bleach out like Michael Jackson.
White pre.
I agree.
So you are a former bleacher.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm natural now, you know.
How long were you doing the bleaching for? The time that you were doing it?
I'm telling you, months. I think I do a hair bleaching before.
1 year.
1 year, and let him tell you about it. I white this thing. Yeah, I white this thing. May I tell you?
So you got as brown as him?
I got brown just like how you see those guys in America.
It's like people in America, they have like a different tone from Jamaican people. They got that chrome look, that you know that that pretty look, that AC look.
I'm doing this documentary about people in Jamaica bleaching their skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Because they want to be white.
Oh, okay. They want to be white or light skin.
They want to be white. They want to be white like Michael Jackson. They literally strive to look like Michael Jackson, like pale as possible, no pigment whatsoever in their skin. That's their goal.
So that's why Vybz Cartel was.
Vybz Cartel bleached. He's actually their god. They worship him because he's the one that popularized the bleaching again. White like Michael Jackson. They literally strive to look like Michael. I'm doing this documentary about people in Jamaica bleaching their skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why would they do that?
Because they want to be white.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, she was pretty. Yo, why did you color your skin? She is so beautiful. I believe they Ben was bleaching their skin. Vybz Cartel was the one who brought it to the mainstream. Remember, but you the one put them on bleach. That was before Vybz Cartel. Them a bleach up the skin, them a bleach, look like a browning. And then the song Girl Me Honor You. Cause you bleach out your skin. Girl Me Honor You. Cause you don't bleach out your skin. You don't look like a brown. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That ain't had nothing to do with no damn Michael Jackson or no Vybz Cartel. Buju done sang that long time ago. They've been saying that long time ago. No. But this go to show you, look how beautiful she was. I wanted to stop. I had to go back so y'all could see how beautiful she was just the way she was. But we don't tell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But this is what we do. Black Hypocrisy is the name of the Spice music. Yeah, I seen that. But again, this was going on long before that. But that is true, though, the hypocrisy. So now, while we having all of these girls sitting up there killing up themselves to get these men, which is less men. Now Cynthia G want us to have even less men. Woo, child. Woo, Yeah, I keep listening to these extremists. We're gonna finish this video. I just want to give y'all some time to digest. I want y'all to see how pretty she was actually.
Okay, they want to be white or light skin?
They want to be white.
She another one. She was pretty the way she was. Her hips was better the way it was. And she bleached the whole entire body. Have y'all seen Megan Good?
They want to be white like Michael Jackson. They literally strive to look like.
Have y'all seen Megan Good? They be trying to front like, no, skin don't do that. It ain't do that until this bleaching thing came out. Now all of a sudden, there's all these mysterious ways your skin got lightened. Whatever.
Like Michael Jackson, like it's.
Wow, she did her lips, she did her nose, she did her eyes. She predominantly did her whole body.
Possible. No pigment was.
Vibes, got to tell you, you should have stayed that brown right there. You went. Now you're like a damn ghost.
Whatsoever in their skin. That's their goal.
So that's why Vibes
Cartel of Bleach, he's actually their god. They worship him because he's the one that popularized the bleaching again.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't even know. I thought you just had jerk chicken and called it a day.
Even though if people in America are not doing that, we're not bleaching our skin, but they believe there are some Americans. Because he's the one that popularized the bleaching again.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I didn't even know. I thought you just had jerk chicken and called it a day.
Even though if people in America are not doing that, we're not bleaching our skin, but they.
Oh, Megan is even lighter. Have y'all seen Megan Good lately? Megan Good is even lighter.
They believe there are some American celebrities.
Oh yeah, we know about Don Lewis already. Or not Don Lewis, but Don something.
That have bleached their skin and they're modeling after these.
Iman didn't do too much. I think that's more makeup on Iman. No, she a little lighter, but she ain't go crazy.
Celebrities. Now I'm gonna name a few of them.
He like another ghost. He already had the contacts in his eyes that didn't even match his goddamn eyes.
I want to get your take on it. Very notorious for this. Lil' Kim.
Look. Kim looks like a goddamn fool. She definitely is bleached her skin. Without a question, I don't even think that is Lil' Kim no more.
So she definitely embraced the bleaching culture. I feel you. I think I'm gonna have to agree.
The bleaching, the nose, everything. The damn mole is on the opposite side. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Looks like she's had.
Yes, ma'am.
A lot of things bleached.
She look like the Chinese lady now.
Yeah. She definitely has a Michael Jackson vibe.
Yes, she like Connie Chong now.
The next person, Charlemagne the God.
I was about to go to his dermatologist and stuff.
Really?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
thinking about bleaching your skin?
No, I was just trying to get the bumps out my face. I just want to get the regular shit. Wow.
So anyway, back to Charlemagne the God. Is he bleaching or not?
I
Yes, he bleached.
he definitely did something.
He bleached.
He definitely
He bleached.
did something. I don't know what it called bleaching. Yeah, I think he bleached his skin.
Yes.
I think he bleached his skin.
I think I'm gonna.
He used to have them raccoon eyes with the black under it and whatnot.
Yes.
All that shit is gone. He extra light skin in the face, but I think his body a little bit more brown.
Right, like he didn't do his whole body.
No, he didn't do his whole body.
Do you think that it was an improvement for him?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. He was ugly as hell at first, but now he just ugly. So there ain't no more hell on him.
And what they call brown is actually what we call light skin.
Right.
You look in your foot, you see your green vein down there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Light, very light
Yeah.
skin.
Yeah. And that is scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
Especially if you were black.
If you even if you're sleeping in your bed, it's like your foot rub too hard on the sheet, it come like it burn you want skin thin out.
Tin.
You know what I'm saying? Oh God, man, you get a look of cut me and tell you say it take long to better.
Remember, you know, the more you bleach your skin, the more you lose your skin, it just go right down to your bone and your vein and them something there. So you have to just stop and just get back your thing together and then start again.
With that process of just going from very dark to very light, what are some of the things that happen to the skin?
First of all, black skin has melanin in it. Melanin is the cell that protects the skin from skin cancer. When a person bleaches their skin, the skin thins out and it breaks easily, and a lot of bacteria or virus could get into the skin and cause very bad infection.
I noticed you wearing long hoodie, socks, and it's very, very hot outside. So why are you wearing these heavy clothing covering yourself?
Okay, why I wear these clothes is because the pores in my skin doesn't open that easily. With the hoodie, it helps support me open up so the bleaching sucks in and when it soaks in, gives me a lighter color. So I have to be doing this to get the color.
You bleach your skin, you have to stay away from the sun completely. If you go back into the sun, your skin is going to get very dark. It's going to be darker than the original skin. Therefore, you would have defeated the whole purpose of bleaching.
Yeah, last week Sunday, I take this one.
And you were far lighter
Far away light.
last week Sunday than you are now. So what happened between last week Sunday and now?
I may have some unfinished stuff to do, so I put on down in the sun every day. So that's the reason why I get back so dark. But as soon as I put on like one night, everything gone. All those sunburn, but the black gone.
So this is Mr. Chan's shop.
So this is a Chinese store, right? We always get the bleaching so by the Chinese store. Any one of them. Want
Alright, so you got your money ready?
so see bleaching cheap. A small amount is cheap.
So let me see what you got now.
And you look in the store, right? Everybody know we don't love each other. We don't love ourselves. It was bleach. It was hair. It was every little thing that you can name to make us fake. You name it, they had it. They didn't have nothing real there. Nothing. And when people, like they said it like the way they wigs, you can wear your wigs all you want. But don't go back and forth with a person who say that they like to be natural. It's not a kick towards you. People don't, there's a lot of people, maybe you is confident, but I'm like, you know what, you look beautiful natural. I look beautiful natural too. I just throw my wig on. But some people, they die. They die for that. They die to become, they put themselves in so much health risk for that. I already showed you the lady, uh, one of them feminist women, Dr. Michelle Daff. She went from beautiful. I showed you the video, beautiful, but then she wasn't. No, no, nobody think that our black is beautiful. We can't keep claiming our black is beautiful and then defend people who cake up their whole face and wear cake up their face, wear the makeup and then the wig, which is nothing wrong with that. When you go out or when you want to put it, you do what you do. I do it too. But it's like the minute that somebody natural come around, it's like you want to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you wonder why people always jumping on that trend. Like, okay, you win, society win, being natural, I can't get nobody. I'm black, I'm ugly, my nose too big, my feet too big. And then they go through all of these different extremes just to just so you can look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Because it's not a light skin, dark skin thing. It's literally, I want to be Caucasian. They think they're gonna bleach them. No, you like a damn ghost. You look like you Casper. You look just like you are Casper. But this is what we do to ourselves. And look what they said. Look how these people, right? They claim they don't have no money. They struggling to eat. They got a lot of struggle going on in these countries. But them stores, they work just to make themselves light. They so depressed. They say forget about food. I need to bleach my skin. I need wigs and bleachers, wigs and bleachers, wigs and bleachers. It's a shame when people see you without your wig and your bleach and your makeup. They walk right by you, won't know who you are. So then what are you saying to God? You saying to God, you go to church, which I could never understand. You go to church, you praising and saying thank you, thank you, thank you. And God is saying, like, what do you mean, thank you? You ain't wear nothing I gave you. Can you imagine you bought somebody something and they wear nothing you gave them? Go to church or you praise it. I think anytime you pray, you should always be natural. We telling God thank you. You say thank you, Lord, thank you, Jesus. But you ain't got on nothing he gave you. That hair he didn't give you. That makeup he didn't give you. Them all the extra long nails, he didn't give you none of that. So what are you thankful for? You're not thankful for the wardrobe, the natural wardrobe he gave you. Now, if you're going to work, that's different. You got things to do, that's different. Because we never took a stand. When we was taking a stand and had that pick in the back of our head, they won't know who they are. Took me out. We're gonna finish this because we had women telling us what to be, how to be. You gotta wear a wig. You got men telling us all these things that we got to do. Now, these are the things that we're doing because men told us we had to do this. You got Kevin Samuels who's telling us we have to do this. You
The small, the Aladdin, the idol, and the nipples don't drop.
Wow, and they sell all of this stuff in here. This looks like medicated stuff, though.
Medicated stuff.
It looked like pharmacy type grade stuff.
No.
Yeah, very obvious. Show me the bleaching. So, do a lot of people come in here for this every day? A whole heap of people. Many bleaching creams contain prescription strength steroids and hydroquinone, which are bleaching agents. They are normally prescribed for short-term use by dermatologists to remove blemishes and hyperpigmentation. But long-term use of bleaching creams can lead to hypertension, elevated blood sugar, and even skin cancer. Side effects from these bleaching creams include burns, thinning and aged skin infections, and stretch marks. These creams are easily accessible but very dangerous and should only be administered by a dermatologist.
Yes, now we're going to rub up some bleachings right now, so I can start it to get white now. So now we are now we have the bleachings over here, and this is yes, and this is my sister. She's the one who teach me all about bleaching, so she's the one what always get the things together, mix them up.
So I'm gonna start with the lotion.
This one is called Idol.
This was served like for a week.
What's the next ingredient?
I'm gonna use bio oil, bio clear oil.
Does it have any smell to it?
Yes, it do have some.
What does it smell like? Chemical?
So I'm gonna use
This one is called
Holoderm.
Okay, Holoderm. All right. And this is a gel.
Yes.
The gel I hear is very strong. It will burn your face if you don't.
You can't use this alone on your face. Then I'm gonna use the Neprozone. Yes, this is one of the strongest gel. I'm gonna add just a little bit of this is what prevents maybe the hair on your body to get red. This prevents the redness, and this also prevents burrs. What we normally say stretch marks.
30 minutes of this, right?
So the thinner it gets, that's the stronger it will be. Just so when you apply, you don't rub it off.
He's excited. He's excited.
Regroup and come again,
People who bleach their skin repeatedly are very high risk for skin cancer. Blacks don't normally get skin cancer, but when they put themselves through bleaching the skin, then they are as high a risk of skin cancer as their counterparts, the Caucasians.
You know, you have enough real youth when I do them things. When I support that, you understand?
If I was to be white, I'd be born white from my mother.
No, truly, me can't explain that, but me love my woman, me love my black woman. And me I tell you straight, all right, come back to this issue because the black man love the white woman them and the white man love the black woman them. And one secret me can tell you, the best thing is a mixed breed picnic, Them pretty like what?
Them only making an idiot of themselves. Cause no matter how them bleach out straight up, them identification still there, still a black man or a black woman.
So do you think that this might be like a reflection of like some remnants of slavery, how they had the house slave that was the lightest skin, and they had the field slave that was the dark skin, and there was always that division between slaves back in the day. You think that has penetrated into present day, and that's why people are trying to get this lighter skin? Or you think that it has nothing to do with that? It's just a trend.
No, it don't have nothing to do with back like in the days with our slavery business and all that. No, it's with what the artist is going with in the dance side.
Before we born in a long time, years that happened on earth.
It's just for one reason.
I know
they just bleach just because, It's their life. They're living their life. People living their life. They want to look cool. They people bleach just because they want to make sure their tattoo is showing well, pretty and stuff. And you could see. You see what I'm saying? If I bleach right now, you could stay a mile and see this.
So why do you think that the influence that the Europeans left in Jamaica was so strong that it, was in the culture even to this day? People are still bleaching their skin. Matter of fact, they're doing it even crazier than they ever did it before. Right. Why do you think that effect was just so lasting?
The history of slavery. I am trying to tell you that when I was growing up, they had a song, a very derogatory song that we sang.
Brown girl in the rain.
Men. They said black skin girl. Go home and boil hog pot. Black skin girl, go take care of the hogs. Brown skin girl, come home and stay in the house. Black people were very derogatory towards each other. And so we were denigrating ourselves, you see, and it was very, very upsetting to be black in Jamaica. So it's kind of similar to think what happened in America. They call it house slaves and field slaves.
It's funny because in Germany everyone tries the exact opposite because they try to be brown. So they don't try to bleach their skin, they try to get really dark, as dark as possible on the holidays. Because of that, all the tourists are laying in the sun all day.
You actually do all this stuff to make your skin darker?
Yes, it's the darker the skin, the better I feel, the more healthier I look. I think that they're beautiful. I love that dark skin. They just feel like they're mistreated and they don't like the way that maybe men take to them, or it's a self-esteem thing. I think really you just have to feel beautiful within yourself.
We white people love to get suntan. So, to be serious right now and go forward, even in Germany or in the whole of Europe and the US, you know that people run and get suntan all over. In the summertime, they go beach. In the wintertime, they go to the solarium, lie under the light to get dark. You understand? So we don't understand why black people try to get white and white people dark. Make everybody stay like him done.
So, I mean, do you think it's the same that people are trying to get darker and the black people, Jamaica are trying to get light? Do you think it's like they're doing the same thing?
It's like opposite.
Opposite but the same?
Yeah. Normally, you see a white guy, he tries to burn up in the sun. Try to get.
Oh, the good time. I bet I get a copyright strike. For the good time.
I want to address something that I see quite often in my comment section, usually under my colorism videos. And that is this very popular
Queen.
idea
Hey,
that
what's up, girlie?
colorism is
Hold
only
on.
an ugly girl problem.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling great, wonderful.
Oh my God, you sound much better. I did not like how you were sounding before at all.
No, I done got me a little bit of strength back, and hey, working on it.
You sound much better. Thank you, Jesus. Won't he
Praise the
do it?
Lord. All the time, all the time.
Before
Hey,
you,
Carolyn. Hey, Nicole. What's up, baby?
now her sexy voice is back. She's bringing sexy back. Yeah. That
You
mother
be killing
niggas
me.
don't know how to act. Yeah.
You be killing it.
Yeah, today I just wanted to talk because I wanted to show the condition that we in as a people.
Yeah, I have a couple of these documentaries on my timeline. I'm gonna have to send them to you.
All
I
right,
have
send
some
them to me
really
because
good stuff on this.
a lot of them I predominantly have, but some I may not have, so still send them to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just these are things that I already have had, but when certain subjects come up, I just like to stay right into it because being that she said about getting rid of all these men and keeping all these women. So what do you tell now? Before it was a 5-to-1 ratio. Now you're getting rid of all these. Now you're telling us don't birth these male babies because they are evil and they are enemy. And then you even
Mhm.
told stories. Yeah, they even told stories. Some people came
She
up
is
here.
she is delusional. Something is
No,
really wrong.
no, actually, some of us has been put through the ringer by our own black men. Yes, that's not delusional. Now, is she extreme with that part? Hell yeah. Now, when she make her points, she like this. When she make her points are correct. Now, the other stuff she say when she's not making a point, that's a lot. That's what I call the
What
extreme.
we supposed to do with our boy babies? Just
We're not
give.
supposed to have them. We're supposed to find out what we have them first and aid it.
Oh,
Get rid. Or if not, but my thing is, if what she's saying is true, now you missed the interview with I had with Snoop Dogg's daughter.
no, I seen it.
Okay, so what do we tell the girls like that? Because now it's 10 to 15 girls per one boy now. So what do we now tell all these girls? Especially if you're not having any from any other race. So that means some of these girls is going to come out dark, and they all fighting over maybe a light. Remember, these men still going to make their babies, right? So now they're going to be mixed kids, right? So now all
Thank
of
you,
y'all,
mother love.
she said, "Welcome back." Yeah. So now, what do we do with all these dark skinned baby girls who doesn't love themselves? So how do we instill that in them? Being that you said, because you have to have a plan for what you say. You understand? So being that you said this, so if we follow your plan, we follow what you say. What is your plan now? How do we deal with all of these dark skinned young ladies? Because we're not being mixed now. So we all of these. So these are the problems that I'm just showing the problems. That's how I just showed all the cake skin and I let them know that that's not a Jamaican thing. That's a around the world thing. They ain't gonna try to put it on the poor Michael Jackson, right? I'm like, no, that way before Michael Jackson. But so now we're gonna hear this last one. So you got here right in class really late, but I'm
No,
trying to see.
I was. Look at here, lady. I was in class, but I was I was busy. I had a couple things going on,
What you
but
sucking on?
I listened to the interview and everything, and now I'm chiming in, dear.
Was you sucking on a lollipop? Tell me, she say she on this morning. That chick is crazy, right? And she was telling her father, Pastor P, she was saying how they be talking about her. And she said, I just dropped the lollipop because all them suckers. I said, oh God, that made me laugh so hard. But here we go.
As if only ugly, dark skinned women are complaining about colorism or are troubled about colorism. And I'm really tired of seeing this, and I really want to put this to rest once and for all. And of course, I have all my receipts, okay? And what I'm going to do for you is give you a list in this video of very attractive dark skinned black women who have indeed spoken out about colorism, and are even still troubled about colorism till this day. Okay. And when I say attractive black women, dark skinned black women, I'm not talking about attractive according to me. I purposely chose dark skinned black women from the mainstream media that have spoken out against colorism, that I have seen, that pretty much we have all seen and heard black men compliment and swoon over and lust over. So I just want to make that clear, okay? But first, I'm going to say this before I get into the list. I want dark skinned women to understand this. Black women, but more specifically, dark skinned women. One thing people will try to do to you here on YouTube, namely black men and light skinned women, what they'll try to do to you here on YouTube, of course, because there's no, face to face interaction and people are really bold enough to say how they feel, right? But one thing they'll try to do to dark skinned women is discredit us. who speak out about colorism, and I'm going to tell you why that happens. I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. Okay, we all know that by and large, Black people have been conditioned to hate their Blackness. They've been conditioned to hate their Black facial features, their hair texture, their skin tone. So, it's not uncommon or unusual for Black people, by and large, male and female, to be color struck or whitewashed or colorist. It's not uncommon for them to be that way. So, as much as you guys try to deny it, Black men are colorists. Okay, a lot of them are, not all, but many of them are. And the way that manifests is in who they desire and who they choose, right? So mixed women, light-skinned women, white women, non-Black women, they're on the receiving end of colorism. Okay, so you have, not saying that they never experience anything negative, related to colorism, but for the most part, they are on the receiving end, right? So you have these two groups of people who are comfortable in their position. Okay. So when we come in and as dark skinned women and we talk about colorism, it disrupts them. Okay, it makes them very uncomfortable. It makes them even feel guilty, some of them, for their conditioning or their preference, whichever one it is. It makes them very, very uncomfortable. And what they do is they lash out and they try to blame colorism on dark skinned women. It has to be all our fault, right? They can't be blamed for perpetuating any of it. And I really do feel that it's guilt because they know that they're perpetuating it. So then it becomes our problem. We're ugly, we have low self-confidence, we have low self-esteem. Something has to be wrong with dark skinned women. Nothing is wrong with colorist society or people who perpetuate
Don't
colorism.
forget,
But it's dark women who must have the
night
problem,
fuckery
right? Because
coming up next.
colorism doesn't really exist. It's all in our heads. Or if it does exist, it's not a big deal and it's not worth discussing and it shouldn't matter and we should just stop talking about it, right? Because that is what we hear. That's what they always say. And let me tell you guys, they're making blanket statements like,
and we spoke upon this earlier. This is what our men do to us when they get rich. They get lighter. And then when they get super rich, they get white. So they go from dark skin to light skin. I keep telling you, people, light skinned women ain't winning either. Because the more money they get, we ain't light enough. They want white. Or they, as they say, exotic. They want exotic or white. So us black, light skinned people ain't winning neither. That's not exotic enough. You're just a light skinned woman. Now, these are the things that they said, but I cannot read nothing. But all of them, as you know, look at their first girlfriends and look at who they are with now. That is a cha-ching. That is a receipt. That is a, don't forget, we got the fuckery after this. Y'all be taking too long to come back to class. What's wrong with y'all?
Dark women are ugly or dark hoes have bad credit. They're generalizing dark-skinned black women. I bet that bitch look better red. You're pretty for a dark girl. I don't want no black bitch. I'm already black. They're not singling out just ugly dark women.
Mm-hmm.
So as I've had to tell black men online here before, if you want ugly dark women to stop using the colorism card so loosely, then encourage other black men to stop making broad statements specifically about dark skin. That would literally solve half of your problem. If skin color has nothing to do with it and black men aren't colorists and it's all about ugliness versus attraction.
No, but they are. Look at Chris Brown. Look at Bow Wow. And these are the younger ones. Look at what Kodak Black had to say. Look at 50 Cent. He can't even look at his son. Because every time he see his son, he see himself. He can't even look at him. But it's sad to say they are. Even you supposed to alter your skin naturally for energy consumption, not society programming. Well, it is what it is, James. It is what it is. Whites in the sun naturally that help hold energy in the skin darker. Listen, it is what it is. We don't. A lot of us don't know. We are colorism. It's been implanted in us because we've been told they are better. We have been told, like when you look at all the kings and queens, we didn't see black kings and queens. We saw Caucasian kings and queens. When we seen all our presidents, they was all Caucasian presidents. When we seen first ladies, they was all Caucasian first ladies. Up until Obama, but he still wasn't full black. And he was raised from a white mama. See, it's the difference between having a white mama and then having a black daddy. It's a difference. Because if you are raised from a Caucasian mother, you are raised differently from being raised from a black mother. Because they know daddies, they go. They know the black men is going to go. Not saying that Caucasian men don't leave, they leave too. The child support system was not for black women. The child support system was for Caucasian women. So it wasn't put in place for us. So we know they leave too. We know they leave. But they're still being raised by the Caucasian mother. So it's a little bit different. So that's why. No, Kevin Hart did not bleach his skin. These are the men who said they don't like black women. These are the men that said they don't want no black woman. They want a exotic woman or a white woman. Well, I just said that, Kevin. Look at the women they all started out with. Look at all the women that they have now.
And facial features and facial symmetry and all that. That's not for us to fix. We shouldn't have to fix that. We shouldn't have to ignore that either. Fix what you say. Don't put the entire onus and burden on dark women to fix the problem. I have an issue with that. I have an issue with that. And I know that black men who can't stand me on here, they're obsessed with trying to discredit me and, try to fake expose me. Y'all are literally obsessed with stalking me. You really swear up and down, you know what I look like. They're going to say, oh, well, Chrissy, you're just ugly. None of these women are you. They're not doing what you're doing. They're not so heavily focused on colorism. And you're right, they're not. But I have a response to that. For you black men who say that, who are making videos left and right about that, where are the successful, handsome, high paid black men online complaining about black women every other day? Seriously speaking, if the reason I'm online talking about colorism is because I'm ugly and I'm insecure, what is your reason for being online bashing black women? Like, are you that ugly you can't get?
Look at Michael Jordan's first baby mother. She was light as could be. When he got ready to hit that Billy, he went and said, no, you're not white enough. He went and got him a Caucasian woman. Okay? Look at Eddie Murphy. You can't get no more light skin with color eyes than his ex-wife. But no, he had to go get him a full-blown Caucasian. I could be trying to tell y'all dark-skinned women, we in this black as black. We in the same boat as y'all. Cause we not light enough neither. They want a whole different race. We part of the black race, and they want a whole entire different race. Look at Nicole Murphy. She even got the gray eyes, but still was not light enough. Still wasn't light enough. Okay. All right.
Get the black women you want, and that's why you're frustrated? Are you too short? Are you too broke? I mean, do you not have enough swag, or do you have a micro penis? What is it? Are you intimidated by street dudes because they get the black women you want and you have a complex about it?
Exactly.
Quiet as it's kept.
No, that's what that is. That's exactly what that is. They got that complex because they ain't got that walk.
Something has to be wrong with me because I'm talking about colorism every 3 videos or so. What's wrong with you
Eddie
guys that
Murphy's
all
wife.
of your content is about black women? Because again, you don't see a lot of handsome,
Hello.
successful, high paid black
Huh?
men online picking fights with black women day in and day
Nicole,
out on YouTube. You
the
don't. My man
Eddie
ain't on
Murphy's
here
wife
doing
you was just
that.
talking about.
He's not.
Yeah.
But you black men are on here
Her
crying
mama
about
is white. She's white.
I know, but she wasn't white enough.
She wasn't white enough, but her mama's white. She's white. She's a little white girl. I knew her from growing up.
Yeah, but
I
she
knew her. My
still.
my brother. Look here, my brother is the one who took her virginity and got her pregnant when she was 16, allegedly. And
But either
yeah,
way,
she had to
that
get
she
an
could.
abortion.
But either way, she wasn't white enough because she still had a black daddy.
Yep.
So he had to go full Caucasian. This is what I'm trying to tell you.
Mhm.
Same thing with Michael Jordan. She was nice and really light and long hair and everything. But once he got ready to hit that Billy, he had to change. They want a whole different race, a whole entire. She wasn't white enough, and Nicole is beautiful, but nope, nope, nope. Half of you
And
say
gave him 6 babies too.
I know, and still got that. I can't stand her. I don't like her. Good, and I'm joking.
Mhm.
I'm saying though, she
Say what
wasn't good
again,
enough.
James? I know
I
I'll be throwing curveballs at your ass, huh? Y'all be thinking I'll be in the bushes. I'll be knowing some shit.
Ooh, his teeth messed up.
Black women every day, you're begging for donations and all the other shit that you do
Mhm.
online. And and I'm only saying this because these black men, they want to try to slam me. Oh, I'm ugly, I'm insecure, but they don't want to talk about their insecurities and how ugly and butthurt they are. And I'm saying, since something must be wrong when
We
black
gotta
women
get
come on here
ready
and they file colorism
for the
complaints,
fuckery night
what's wrong with you
after dark.
guys? What's wrong? Like, let's be real about that. And they can say, oh well, we're just responding to black women and their complaints. Well,
Hey,
again, every
get
black man
ready
ain't
for
on
the
here responding to
fuckery
black women,
tonight.
especially
Fuckery.
those of high status, especially those who are handsome and of high status. You don't see many of them on here complaining. So since we're so adamant about ugly girl arguments, I would love to hear about broke boy arguments and short man complexes and inferiority complexes, when it comes to street dudes and narcissism and all the other issues you hateful black men have online, because you really are full of rage, you're full of anger, you're full of resentment, you are way angrier than me, and
It's
that's the truth.
crazy.
And I don't understand
That
why you
part
guys
is
don't see
true,
that.
and
I
it's
don't
crazy.
mention any of your names. I do that on purpose, but I don't mention any of your names, and you guys like literally are doing stalkish, creepy, weird nigga shit. Like, I don't understand how you guys don't see how something looks to be psychologically wrong with that. So, while you're busy trying to diagnose me, you need to diagnose yourselves and get help with your mental issues. Like, and I'm being so serious about that. So anyway, now that we got that out the way, on to the list. Number 1, Gabrielle Union. And I don't know any black men who don't like her. I don't know any black men who don't find her to be attractive.
No, he was for
I don't
about
know
a
any
month.
black people who don't find her to be dark skinned either. So, I
He
decided
did
she should
though.
go on the list. But she came out and said,
She wasn't white
and I
enough.
quote, in my hometown, with me being the black girl, the white guys weren't really checking for me in that way. when I got to go to basketball camp and be around black boys, I was cool. I was like cool until I got dumped for a light skinned girl. And then that whole thing started. My hair isn't straight enough. My nose isn't pointy enough. My lips are too big. My boobs aren't big enough. And you start going through all of that. And I realized as I've gotten older, a lot of issues that I was dealing with at 15, I'm still dealing with today. So, this is somebody in her mid 40s now, early 40s, something like that. That is still going through colorism. She's an actress. She's married to a black man, seemingly happy life, and she's still dealing with colorism issues and with her other self-hate issues. So, that's a great example.
I like that yellow. It's pretty.
Number two, Tika Sumpter. And I found this really to be really interesting,
She
guys,
had to get her
because
white man.
if you
Damn
guys
that.
been with me for a while, I did a video. It was called Dark Skin Victim Mentality. And it was pretty much about Tika Sumpter and her going on OWN. It was a special that Iyanla and Oprah had on colorism.
Yeah, I saw
and
that.
She wanted in box, whatever you want to call it, that dark skinned women are always thrown in. She didn't want to be called bitter and jealous and insecure, about my night shaded skin. And my one prayer to God, the miracle worker, was that I would wake up lighter skinned. The morning would come and I would be so excited about seeing my new skin that I would refuse to look down at myself until I was in front of a mirror because I wanted to see my fair face first. And every day I experienced the same disappointment of being just as dark as I was the day before. Wow. That's kind of sad. And she had more than that, but I'll let you guys read it. I'll leave the links to everything in the description box. But like, to want to be light skinned, like, oh God, that's the kind of stuff that makes me go so hard. I don't want any young black girl to feel like they want to be light skinned. Like, God, that's, to me, that's just terrible. But anyway, Kelly Rowland is next. She says, I remember I went through a period where I didn't embrace my chocolatiness. I don't know if that's a word, but I didn't embrace my chocolate lifestyle. Just being a chocolate, lovely brown skinned girl and being proud of that. I remember being out in the sun and I was trying to shield myself from the sun. And Beyonce's mom, Tina Knowles, said, Are you crazy? She said, You're absolutely gorgeous. And she told me how beautiful I was and how rare chocolate is and how gorgeous the skin is. All of this stuff. And I was like, yeah, like a light went off. And my mother had me sitting out in the sun a little more just to be a little more chocolate. So, shout out to light skinned Tina Knowles. Okay. I'll give credit where credit is due. She instilled in her that her skin was beautiful and she remembered that. And, I kind of see that with Beyonce and Solange, trying to be all inclusive and, promote every shade. And it's, I get their effort. We all know why equal promotion won't work, but you can see that they were raised right in terms of colorism. Like, I'm glad that their mother was vocal about it, so that's pretty good. But yeah, again, Kelly Rowland, and we see how black men respond to her. Very beautiful woman, issues with her skin complexion at one point. Okay. Angel Love, and I don't know what reality show she was on, but I put her picture in one of my previous videos where she was compared to the mixed woman in the meme, and it said the dark one messed up the picture. Well, she
No,
did
she
respond
didn't.
to
No, she
that
didn't.
meme. And she says, I wanted this issue just to die out, but it keeps popping up and it irks me. Growing up, it was very hard to hear comments like, if you were light skinned, you would be prettier. Oh, or you're pretty to be a dark skinned girl. Or are you
What?
mixed
Her
because you don't
body
have
is
features of a
tight.
black person?
Hey,
And
Terrence.
now the
We
dark
almost
one messed up
finished,
the picture.
and we're going into
Really? It's
after
2016.
dark
When will people
fuckery.
grow up and stop discriminating against their own race? Do you know how hard it was and still is?
Get that body shit.
Hi,
I'll
I'm
take that
Chance,
body.
and my job almost.
I'll take that body. Ooh.
Kind of goes into her accomplishments after that. So I won't read the rest in because it's been bashed for so long. And so she's saying that these colorism comments get on her. I know many of you black women probably saw this, but She said, I can finally say I'm comfortable in my own skin. I grew up despising the skin tone I was in because it's been on for so long, and society has been putting it in our heads that dark is
That's
ugly.
Snoop Dogg
For all you
daughter.
beautiful chocolate girls slash women out there, you're beautiful, and don't let anyone tell you any different. This statement is used by some who try to compliment dark skinned women, but yet is the biggest insult of all. Even if they don't mean to, what they are saying is you will never be pretty as a light skinned woman. We all know this isn't true, but this is how you make us feel when you speak these words. I'm pretty, not because I'm light or dark, but because I just am. So, yeah, Kenya Moore, I mean, drop dead gorgeous, Miss USA, still felt the need to vocalize how she felt about colorism. That says a lot, you guys. That's how deep this shit is. I'm absolutely I absolutely was not always comfortable in my skin. Lauren and I used to talk about that all the time. I had the worst insecurity. So, I mean, again, two beautiful women talking about colorism had a lot to say about it. I don't remember her really publicly saying anything, maybe in her music, but I never really remember her publicly coming out saying anything about colorism. But obviously, they had that conversation. So it was important enough for them to talk about, right? Two beautiful, successful women. Um, and lastly, I could go on, but this video is way too long already. But this one is from two very pretty YouTube girls. They have a video on YouTube. I'll just link the video in the description box, but they're pretty much, going in on colorism, saying, it's not about the skin complexion, it's about the features. And two very beautiful dark skinned women that black men will probably go nuts over, and they're like,
what the
hey,
hell?
colorism is not cool. So again, two very beautiful women clearly don't have an issue getting a man, and they're talking about they're
Get
complaining
rid of
about
this.
colorism on YouTube. Okay. And the list goes on, you guys. I could do a part 2 if you guys are interested. But yeah, I'm gonna stop here because I don't want, again, this video is too long. But there you have it, guys. Pretty women do discuss colorism. They have spoken out about it. And you know what? Black men already knew that. They just like to deflect with that ugly girl shit because, like I said, it's like the weave topic with black women. They feel guilty about, their self-hate or their preference, whichever one it is. So they're using shaming.
Now, hopefully you guys, we're going to pick up more stories on these type of things. Carolyn, I had to put the last load of laundry in the dryer. Now it's time. Well, I got to get out of this and come back in. But now I just hope you guys understand that even though she probably can chew this up, but it's hard to chew up. She can have an answer, and I like Cynthia. She can have an answer for all of this, but that's for you and whoever girl you talk to. If you're telling us to do this on a larger spectrum, you can't help all these girls. You cannot help all these girls because this is the complexion that they're going to be compared to all the light skinned girls and light skinned boys they're going to have from the other races because y'all told us to close our womb to black men.
Wow.
This is why I say you got to be careful what you say, and you got to have a plan. You say these things, you got to have a plan. You better start kicking the black is beautiful. I mean, if you want to have that plan, then you got to go now. You got to start make how you going to do that? I mean, yeah, you got people in your room, but you talking about us doing this all over the United States. Stop giving these black men. Which I can say her points is on the money. I can't rebuke her points. We seen it. We know more single mamas than not single mamas. So there's no way that we cannot agree with her. We've seen a lot of Napoleon syndrome. You've been called. Who called my baby that? We call scratch their eyes out. But these are things that we need to talk about. These are the things we need to talk about. That's why I take less viewers to get this information out Then I got time for the fuckery time, but I can't have it always fuckery. It can't always be about them crazy people. But we're gonna get them. You know, we're gonna got our Pastor P ready, right? Not the shower, not the shower, cause hello. So I'm gonna go out of here. I hope you guys. Thank you so much, Taryn. We are, we are. Now, boss lady, stay your
Yeah.
behind right there. I'm going out and coming right back in. Don't you? You should be the first one in the class.
Oh, hush. I was in class. I was just, you just don't know what I got going on over here.
No, I'm talking about for the next video.
Okay, all right, ready, ready.
Cause I gotta go out and come back in. I can't put that
I
on
heard
here.
you. All
So
right,
for
lady.
some reason,
Hey,
um,
Taryn.
for some reason, they don't. My YouTube don't like Pastor Peter, so they don't. They be telling me restriction and all this other stuff. So I have to. That's why I would have just let it put it on this one, but I can't, cause then it's gonna tarnish the whole video. Pastor P,
Yeah.
in the name of Jesus, you ain't saying it enough. They effing up my videos. They're not striking me, anything, but you messing me up.
Hey, Miss Ride. What's going
And
on, girlfriend?
you gotta say God name a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? They as soon as I put Pastor P name in there, it's like, whoop, nope. And this is every time. Every time. Whoop. Nope. Mm-mm. All right, guys, I'm coming right back in. I already got everything loaded
Okay.
up. Go to bathroom. Go get your go run to the bathroom. Get you something to snack. Go check your clothes and laundry, because I will be right back. Peace out. Love yourself. Love yourself.